Hi, welcome back guys. This is your friend, the fanfiction guy. Back with another fanfiction. This is the first part of What If Deku Becomes King of Curses? Now before starting, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Now let's get into the fanfic. Izuku woke up in a dark place, unsure of how he had gotten there. Hello. Is this heaven? He called out. Haha, heaven. What an idiot, a tall man with pink hair and black tattoos replied. Izuku turned to face him. So, you're my reincarnation. You're pretty pathetic, kid, but there's something about you that catches my attention. You have the same aura as that idiot Gojo. Are you from his clan? What are you talking about? Well, it doesn't matter. Listen to me. I'm going to train you so you won't be a weakling and a crybaby. Let's get started. From the man's body, additional arms emerged, and his other eye transformed into a mouth on his stomach. By the way, my name is Sukuna. Tisich, one for all, 20%. Izuku shouted. Aren't you going to use any cursed techniques? Sukuna asked. Curse techniques? Sukuna looked irritated, and a chalkboard appeared out of nowhere. Pay attention, kid. I'm only going to explain this once. Cursed techniques are abilities that shamans can learn if they possess a certain level of cursed energy. To use them, the user must memorize the formula of the technique and recite the incantation so that the energy flows through their body and activates the barrier. Cursed energy. What the hell? Tisk, aren't you taught this in your school? I don't know, I don't remember anything. Well, I suppose we'll train with what we have. Next time you come, try to use some cursed energy. I see you're about to wake up, so don't die. Izuku abruptly sat up, looking around and realizing he was in a cell. Where am I? You're in Tartarus? A girl with purple hair and a ribbon around her neck replied. In Tartarus? A flood of memories rushed back. Those BS betrayed me. Izuku sat on the bed, staring ahead. Tisk, damn it. I can't believe I'm here. Looks like you remembered everything. You certainly had an interesting life, kid. And to be honest, that bunny looks pretty good, ha. God, shut up, Sukuna. Hey, who are you talking to? The girl asked, now standing in front of him. Nobody. Liar. My name is Izuku. What's yours? Reese. I guess we'll be companions. She sat next to him, and Izuku felt uncomfortable. Hey, Izuku, why do I sense something unusual? Reese asked. Izuku thought, shut up, Sukuna. Don't bother me right now. So, what's your quirk? Reese inquired. My quirk allows me to store energy and release it in a punch or a kick. I see. My quirk lets me transform into a bomb demon if I remove the safety I have around my neck. I get it. Well, I think it's time to stop socializing and start training, kid. Remember, if you get attached, you'll never be able to advance. That's why humans are so weak. Izuku thought, and what do you want me to do? Do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 sit-ups. Then try to concentrate all the energy in your arms so you can use cursed energy. Help. Izuku got up from the bed and started the exercises in front of Reese. Why are you doing squats? Well, if I'm going to be here, I might as well do something. Reese smiled mischievously but didn't say anything. After a while, Izuku finished and sat in the middle of the cell, meditating. Can I ask what you're doing? Reese asked. Izuku thought, didn't you tell me to gather energy in my arms? Yes, but not like an idiot. Izuku opened his eyes, looking irritated. What do I do now? Well, do what I told you. When you sleep, I'll teach you several techniques, and they'll be easy to replicate. Okay. Izuku noticed some guards approaching with 2 trays of food. Hey, is that food? Yep, good luck, kid. Reese grabbed her plate and returned to her bed. Izuku took his and started eating. The taste was horrible, but at least it was food. Night fell quickly. Izuku was following his training routine when Reese approached him. So, Izuku, why are you here? She asked. Well, I was accused of being the traitor from UA, which I really am not. I see. And you? I had some unfortunate events happen, he replied, feeling uneasy. Rize placed her hand on Izuku's chest, pushing him down onto the bed. Hey, wait, what the hell? But Rize put a finger to his lips. See, you smell so unbearable. I'm really curious about you. Izuku thought, Sukuna, help me. Sukuna remained silent. Izuku thought, Sukuna? Still no response. Izuku sighed, see. Rize leaned closer, and Izuku felt a mix of confusion and anxiety. And so began the first night in prison for our green-haired protagonist. What awaits him the next day? Will Sukuna really have a plan? To be continued. It had been a month since the day Izuku lost his innocence. He had interacted more with Rize, and they had become friends, though it was awkward for Izuku due to their past. His relationship with Sukuna, however, was a different story. Come on kid, hurry up. I need you to do 400 squats, Sukuna urged. Izuku thought to himself, Diamond, do you have to increase the squats and push-ups every week? Yes, Sukuna replied as if reading his mind. After finishing his workout, Izuku sat on his bed and noticed some tattoos on his body that resembled Sukuna's. Hey, why do I have the same tattoos as you? Izuku asked. No idea, Sukuna replied nonchalantly. Izuku pondered, but his thoughts were interrupted when he felt a hand on his shoulder. What are you thinking about? Rize asked, looking at him with curiosity. Izuku blushed and quickly replied, nothing. Rize didn't seem convinced. You know you can trust me, Izuku. We're friends, but I'd like to be more than just friends. She gently grabbed his chin, making him look her in the eyes. I know, Rize. Give me time to get to know you. Izuku said, trying to reassure her. Rize looked a bit disappointed but nodded. All right. Just then a guard arrived. You do come out. The boss wants to talk to you. They stepped out, and the guard began to walk away. This is our chance to get out. Do you remember the move I taught you? Sukuna prompted. Yes, Izuku replied, stopping in his tracks and moving his fingers. Cut, he commanded. The guard turned around, but before he could react, he was sliced in half. What the hell? How did you do that? Rize exclaimed. I don't even know, Izuku admitted, breaking his H&D CFFS and helping Rize. We need to get out of here, she insisted. Right? Izuku agreed, smashing through another cell as chaos erupted in Tartarus. Sukuna, don't you have any teleportation techniques? Izuku thought. Yes, but it's really hard to explain, Sukuna replied. DMN. As they fought their way through, a gigantic figure blocked their path. Well, if it isn't Deku, ha! Muscular taunted. Muscular! Izuku shouted. Time to transform, Rize declared, grabbing the clasp on her neck and pulling it, causing a massive explosion as her true form emerged. How do I look, Izuku? She asked. Appealing, he replied, blushing heavily. You both make me sick, Sukuna remarked. Tisk, Izuku muttered. All right, let's start with one for all at 40%. He charged at Muscular while Rize unleashed powerful explosions. Detroit Smash. Izuku yelled. Come at me, you Bisudi. Muscular challenged. They clashed fists, and the difference in strength was staggering. Izuku was far superior, and soon Muscular was sent flying. Tisk, Izuku said, but then a bullet pierced his leg. DMN it, he shouted. Two voices echoed from behind. Liar, one yelled. Is he the traitor from UA? The other questioned. Stain and Nagant approached, but Rize stepped in. Front of Izuku. UBS tier DS, she shouted. Seriously? She's going to fight for you. Sukuna scoffed. Izuku started, but Sukuna continued. You're a pathetic weakling. Your mom was right, you can't be a hero. You're weak. Shut up. You don't know anything. Izuku retorted. No, I know everything. I know you're a whiny little brat who can't do anything on his own, Sukuna taunted. Shut up. Izuku yelled, standing up furiously as a red sphere formed on his finger. Rize, get back, he warned. Rize stepped aside, and Izuku launched the sphere. It consumed everything in its path, shocking Sukuna, who recognized the attack. Stain and Nagant barely managed to evade it. Listen carefully, are you my enemies or my allies? Izuku demanded, preparing another red sphere. Wow, that was exciting, you know. Rize commented, making Izuku blush and look away. God, I feel like throwing up, Sukuna muttered. Just tell me one thing. Did you betray you? Stain asked. Do you really think I'd be capable of doing something like that? Izuku replied, his voice steady. Stain looked at him and lowered his gaze. Fine. Really? Just like that? Nagant asked, surprised. Yeah, anyway, it's not like we can defeat him, Stain said. The four of them made their way through the chaos until they finally found an exit and reached the outside world. All right, we need to split up, Stain instructed. Sure, take care, Izuku said as Stain and Nagant prepared to leave. Come on, I have a house not far from here, Rize said, taking Izuku's hand. Okay, he replied, following her to a nice house. Did you live here? He asked. Yeah, I just have to take care of the guys who come here. Give me a moment, she said before transforming and entering the house. What do you think of her? Sukuna asked. You both still disgust me, he added. Tisk, Izuku replied, shaking his head. Hey, how did you make that red sphere? Sukuna inquired. I don't know. I just got angry, and I felt my whole body fill with energy, and somehow that name came to mind. What? Izuku explained. Let's just say there was a sorcerer who could also perform that same attack, and not just that red sphere, but also a purple one and a blue one, Sukuna revealed. Wow, Izuku said, intrigued. Yeah, his name was Gojo, Sukuna continued. I think I've read something about that name, but I can't remember where, Izuku mused. I'm done, Rize announced, emerging in her human form, her body covered in BLD. You need a bath, Izuku said, concerned. All right, let's bathe together, she suggested playfully. Izuku hesitated. Don't you want to? She pressed. Of course, let's go, he agreed. They entered the house, but before bathing, they cleaned up the remains of the chaos. Afterward, they both got into the bathtub, with Izuku getting in first, followed by Rize, who settled on his lap. I think this will be our life. It'll be nice, Rize said, turning to look at Izuku, who was blushing. I feel the same way, Rize, he admitted. You sickos, Sukuna remarked, rolling his eyes. To be continued. Izuku opened his eyes as sunlight hit his face, waking him up. He groaned, sitting up in bed. Sleeping with Rize had become a habit, but waking up to find his clothes missing made him reconsider the idea of staying with her. I see you're up. Now get dressed. I need you to start training and find a job, Sukuna instructed. Okay, Izuku replied, getting up to dress. Where are you going? Rize asked, noticing his movement. I'm going to look for a job. Stay here, I don't want anything to happen to you, he said. How sweet. You're worried about me. She teased. Izuku approached and gave her a quick kiss on the forehead, making her blush intensely. Of course I'm going to worry about you. You're all I have, and you matter most to me right now. He put on a sweater and left the house. Do you want to talk? Sukuna asked. About what? Izuku thought. I don't know. How about the fact that we're sleeping next to a crazy girl? Sukuna suggested. Relax, it's fine, Izuku thought back. Tiesuke, how's it going with the new move I taught you? Sukuna inquired. The Black Flash. Izuku recalled. That's right. Well, I'm getting there. I don't have it down perfectly, but I get it right 1 out of 3 tries, Izuku admitted. Well, that's progress. And how's it going with the rough cursed energy? Sukuna asked. That technique? Do I really need to dance to perform it? Izuku questioned. Yes. Remember, that technique thickens the texture of your cursed energy, which gives your attacks a sort of sharp cut. Also, if your opponent gets too close, they'll feel some pain, Sukuna explained. I see. When am I going to learn the domain expansion technique? Izuku asked. Maybe today or tomorrow, Sukuna replied. Got it. But a voice pulled Izuku out of his thoughts. Hey, you're Izuku, right? Sukuna's tone changed. That voice. Izuku turned around to see a woman with white hair and appealing blue eyes. How strange. Is he really the one? She mused, standing silent for a moment before speaking again. Hey, come with me. I need to talk to you in private. Hey kid, this girl has the same aura as Satoru Gojo. I think she's his reincarnation. Be careful, we're not ready to face Gojo yet, Sukuna warned. Hey, I want to know if you know any Sukuna, the girl asked. I don't think so, Izuku replied cautiously. The girl glanced at his tattoos, her expression shifting. My name is Hitomi. Got it, Izuku said, trying to remain calm. She smiled, but suddenly moved to strike Izuku. He managed to dodge her attack and jumped back. Wow, you're really fast, Hitomi remarked. All right, let's dance, Izuku said, readying himself. Out of nowhere, music began to play. Hitomi, what the hell? Sukuna, that's the spirit kid. Kick his butt. Izuku started to dance, and a green aura enveloped his body. Izuku, come on, I promise I won't hurt you too much. With a teasing gesture, Izuku beckoned Hitomi to come closer, who, somewhat annoyed, charged at him. Hitomi, you BSTRD. Hitomi landed a punch on Izuku's chest, sending him flying into a few buildings. Hitomi, damn it, it feels like I've cut my hand. So that's what that technique does. And why didn't you tell me earlier, Gojo? But Hitomi shattered a piece of debris that was heading toward her. Izuku, so, you're the reincarnation of Gojo. Let me tell you something, I'm not Sukuna, I'm Deku. Hitomi blushed slightly but didn't let it intimidate her. Hitomi, TSK. Hitomi quickly charged at Izuku, delivering strong and rapid blows that he didn't dodge, simply taking them. Sukuna, hey kid, what are you doing? But Izuku didn't respond. Hitomi, Timon, that hurts. Hitomi delivered a powerful kick to Izuku, but he caught her foot. Izuku, black flash. Black lightning crackled around Izuku's fist as he delivered a swift punch to Hitomi's stomach, hitting her squarely and sending her crashing into several buildings. But Hitomi quickly regained her footing and appeared right in front of Izuku. Hitomi, blue forward rotation. A blue sphere formed in Hitomi's hand as she smiled at Izuku. Izuku, reverse rotation, red radiance. A red sphere appeared in the palm of Izuku's hand as he looked at Hitomi seriously. Hitomi, what? Aren't you supposed to not have that power? What do you mean you don't know? Izuku, it's over. Izuku unleashed his attack, and Hitomi did the same. Both attacks collided, creating a massive explosion of purple light. Hitomi, is he dead? But a shadow emerged from the smoke. It was Izuku, who had transformed and now had 4 arms. Sukuna, goodness, kid, you're making huge strides. Hitomi's eyes widened in surprise. Hitomi, now what, Gojo? Izuku, black flash. Black lightning erupted from all 4 of Izuku's hands, and he directed the 4 attacks at Hitomi, who could only watch as the fists approached. To be continued. Chapter and Izuku was about to strike Hitomi when his arms were suddenly ripped off by something invisible. Are you okay? Hitomi, TSK, I'm fine. Makima, I didn't ask for your help. Makima, okay. Izuku, Diamenit, what now, Sukuna? Sukuna, use the reverse technique. Izuku began to heal his arms and was good as new. Izuku, alright, now can we escape? Sukuna, nope. Makima extended her finger. Makima, bang. Izuku instinctively dodged to the side and watched as a wall was destroyed out of nowhere. Izuku, I see, so that's what ripped my arms off. I can do something similar, cut. Izuku moved his fingers, and Makima was sliced in half. Hitomi, DMN. Makima, it seems he has the same abilities as Sukuna. Izuku, TSK, I don't have any, Kuna. Hitomi laughed at the bad joke, while Makima just smiled, even though Izuku felt a chill around her. Izuku in his mind, shouldn't I be running? Sukuna, nah, relax. You can handle this. Sukuna was munching on popcorn while lounging in a chair, waving a little flag with Izuku's face on it. Sukuna, I'm cheering you on from here. Izuku in his mind, at least it's progress. Makima had also regenerated but took a little longer. Hitomi, are you ready? Makima, yes. The two were about to charge at Izuku, but he did something that left them speechless. Izuku, imaginary technique, purple. A blue orb appeared behind Izuku. Izuku, get ready to sleep. And another red orb appeared behind him. Izuku, existential love void. A bright purple glow appeared in the palm of Izuku's hand as a large purple sphere formed. Izuku, you're going down. Sukuna spat out his drink upon seeing the technique Izuku used. Hitomi, Gojo, are you seeing this? Izuku, I'll keep doing my job. Izuku launched the sphere at full speed toward the two women. Hitomi was surrounded by crows and vanished, but Makima took the hit directly. Izuku, she only shows up for a few minutes and then disappears. Makima, bang. Izuku saw Makima perched on a lamp, her finger extended. Izuku, all right. Izuku clasped his hands together. Sukuna, wait, kid, we don't know what your domain expansion is, and I haven't shown you how to do it yet. Izuku, in drastic times, drastic decisions, domain expansion. The entire area turned black, and suddenly the three of them were in an absolute void. There was nothing. Izuku, I get it, demonic reliquary. Sukuna, what? A massive structure appeared behind Izuku. Izuku, let's play. Hitomi, DMN. The two women looked at Izuku, who stood atop that structure. Izuku cut. Makima was practically reduced to a mass of flesh. After that, the domain expansion ended. Hitomi, you're not going to kill me. Izuku, why should I? Hitomi, well, I tried to kill you. Izuku, you're right. But hey, at least I know that if you try to kill me, I can take you out just by activating my domain expansion. But Makima regenerated. Makima, so, are we not fighting anymore? Hitomi, no idea. Izuku, alright, for now, I think we have a truce. Besides, I need to find some idiots to deal with. Hitomi, yeah. Hey, I know this might sound indecent, but can I stay at your place? I'm a bit broke, and my rent is due tomorrow, and I don't have a single cent. Izuku. I'll have to ask Riz. Sukuna, what the hell are you doing? Are you teaming up with our nemesis? Izuku in his mind, your nemesis, Sukuna. Besides, she's not Gojo, and I'm clearly not Sukuna. We're both very different from you two. Sukuna, fine, but if anything happens, I'm blaming you. I've had enough of one crazy person. Izuku, alright, let's go. Izuku and Hitomi started walking. Makima, and what about me? Hitomi and Izuku had already arrived at Riz's house, and Izuku knocked on the door. Riz, yes. Riz opened the door, wearing an outfit that made Izuku blush. Izuku, Riz. Riz? Oh, Izuku, you're back. And who is she? Izuku, this is Hitomi, and I'm not sure if she can stay with us for a while. Riz forced a small smile. Riz, for your sake, dear. Hitomi and Izuku entered the house. Riz, I think I'll show our guest around while you prepare the food. Izuku, sure, Riz. Izuku headed to the kitchen and started serving the soup that Riz had made. Sukuna, hey, how does your domain expansion work? I know demonic reliquary isn't truly your domain expansion. Izuku in his mind, you caught me. My domain expansion allows me to create other domain expansions. For example, I created yours, and if I discover what Hitomi's domain expansion is, I can replicate that too. Sukuna, I see, it's like a domain expansion copier. Izuku in his mind, exactly. Sukuna, well, we're in deep trouble. Now we just need you to learn the fire date and a few more tricks. Izuku in his mind. Izuku set the plates on the table and sat down. Izuku in his mind, so, what do you think of Hitomi? Sukuna, she looks a lot like Gojo physically, but her personality is not very similar to his. Izuku in his mind, I see. But Izuku felt something touch his shoulder. Kurogiri, Izuku, it's great to see you again. To be continued. Chapter and Izuku found himself transported to a bar. Izuku, what the hell? Why am I here? Sukuna, I say we expand your domain and take them apart. Izuku in his mind, first time I actually agree with you. Kurogiri, wait a moment, Mr. Izuku, we need to talk to you urgently. Izuku, what do you want to talk about? But Izuku noticed a screen, and on it appeared All for One. Oh, hey there kid. Long time no see. Izuku, FO. Izuku was ready to activate his domain expansion, but AFO spoke first. AFO, I want you to work for me as a hunter or a mercenary. Izuku, what? FO. Yes, I want you to take out several heroes and eliminate villains who will be a problem, like Ridestro, Kaichisaki, and finally, Makima. She's the most dangerous of them all, as she travels with a group of people with mutation quirks. Izuku, alright, how much will I get paid for each target? AFO. It depends on which hero or villain it is. Are you in or not? Izuku, sure. AFO, okay, we start today. I want you to take out the heroine Ryuko. Izuku, and why her? AFO, her quirk is problematic. Capture her alive. A team will accompany you. Izuku, fine. FO, alright, go to that room. There are weapons and various outfits. Wear whatever you like, then I'll introduce you to your team. Izuku went to the room and started looking for the outfit that suited him best until he finally made a decision. Izuku, how do I look? Sukuna, just like Gojo. Izuku, are you sure he wasn't your boyfriend? You're obsessed with him. Sukuna, tisk, he's the only one who matched my level, kid. Izuku, whatever you say, old man. Izuku stepped out of the room and found several members of the League of Villains. Shigaraki, what are you doing here, Izuku? FO, he's the mercenary I hired. Stain, so you were a traitor after all. Izuku, calm down, Stain. I'm no traitor. I don't like this either, but I need the money, so drop your hero versus villain games. FO, alright, be careful. But the door was suddenly destroyed, and a female voice spoke. Which one of you is Izuku Midoriya? Izuku in his mind. Sukuna, are you there? Sorry, Sukuna has been expelled from the servers. Please wait a moment. Izuku, DMN it. So, who here is? Izuku. Izuku walked forward and with a smile, said, Izuku, it's me. Is there a problem, miss? The girl glanced sideways at Izuku. You remind me of someone I met. Izuku, does their name start with AG? But Izuku caught a knife that was aimed at his eye. Izuku, what the hell? Before he could finish, he received a powerful kick that sent him crashing against the walls. Izuku, that hurt. But Izuku was ready. Izuku, how many weapons do you have? The girl began to fight against the other members of the league, defeating them with ease. Izuku, this is why I like these guys. Well, I guess it's just you and me now. The girl pulled out a katana and was ready to attack. Izuku, how did I say this? Right. Izuku stood up and out of nowhere his fingers began to emit flames, taking the shape of an arrow. Sheet. Izuku, I see you know this technique. I suppose you also know how much destructive power it has. Surrender, I don't want to use this attack against such a pretty girl. Save your flirting. Izuku, I don't think so, cutie. Come on, surrender, I don't want to do this. But Shigaraki got up and was about to touch the girl. TSK, Izuku, Black Flash. In a matter of seconds, Shigaraki was sent crashing through a wall and knocked out. What? Why did you save me? Izuku, come on, darling, I don't want your appealing face to go to waste. Izuku began to walk toward the exit, followed by the girl. Hey, can I ask you something? Izuku didn't respond and just looked at the girl. Are you the reincarnation of Sukuna? Izuku, yeah, well yes. I see. My name is Maki, by the way. Izuku, nice to meet you, Miss Maki. But Izuku felt something cold against his abdomen. Maki, enough with the formalities. The girl had the same katana pressed against Izuku's abdomen, who was now scared. Izuku, okay, just lower the katana. How about we talk this out? Maki, how about we meet at 8:30 tonight at the bar in that shopping mall so we can talk? Izuku, okay, Maki. Izuku was about to leave when he felt something tugging at his clothes. Izuku, is something wrong? Maki handed him a card with her number. Maki, call me when you're ready to pick me up. Izuku, okay. When Maki left, Sukuna finally returned. Sukuna, hey, we need to talk about the girls. Looks like you already have 3 admirers. Izuku in his mind. Where were you? Sukuna, I went to get a sandwich. Izuku, TSK. Sukuna, don't change the subject, you womanizer. Izuku in his mind. Hey, and weren't you one? Sukuna, I'm not interested in women, kid. Izuku in his mind. I figured you were a bit of a cur. Sukuna, I don't like men either. What do you call that? Oh right, according to you guys, that type of person is called asexual. Izuku in his mind. Wow, Sukuna, so you're tied to the… Sukuna. Izuku in his mind. Sukuna. To be continued. Very soon guys, very soon. Chapter End. Izuku, how am I going to explain this to Rize or Hitomi? Sukuna, well, I'm no expert in relationships, but it's not like you were anything with Rize, and even less with Hitomi. They shouldn't be mad. Izuku, you're right. Izuku went to Rize's house, and when he arrived he didn't see anyone, but the lights were on. Izuku, where is everyone? Izuku explored the entire house but found no one. Izuku, I guess they went out. Sukuna, kid. Izuku, yes. Sukuna fell silent, and Izuku turned around, only to be blasted out of the house by an explosion. Izuku, what the hell? Rize, I see you're back. Izuku, what the hell is wrong with you, Rize? Rize, nothing, just that. Someone told me a few things, and now I see you as a threat. Rize attacked Izuku with her explosions, and he started to run. He didn't want to fight her. Izuku, Sukuna, what should I do? Sukuna, well, why not just take it? Izuku, Diamenit, better not help me. Rize launched another explosion that sent Izuku flying, crashing against several walls. Rize, got you. Rize was about to send another explosion, but her arm was cut off. Maki, sorry for being late. Izuku, Maki, what the hell are you doing here? Hitomi, I brought her. Don't worry, Izuku, we'll take down Rize. You just run. Izuku in his mind, what should I do, Sukuna? Sukuna, are you a coward? Izuku. Izuku ran toward Rize, who was regenerating. Izuku. Rize murmured. Black flash. Izuku shouted, delivering a powerful kick that slammed Rize into the ground. Can he really do a black flash? Maki questioned. And that's not all he can do, Hitomi added. Izuku crouched down, looking at Rize, who lay unconscious in his human form. What's happening? Why did he suddenly change like this? Izuku asked, concern in his voice. Maybe they took control of his mind, Sukuna suggested. You think so? Izuku replied, uncertainty creeping in. It's a possibility, Sukuna confirmed. Is there a spell or something that could do that? Izuku inquired. No idea, Sukuna admitted. What? Izuku was taken aback. It could have been that red-haired guy, Sukuna speculated. Izuku, watch out. Maki warned. Izuku glanced at Maki and Hitomi, but suddenly felt lighter, and in an instant his head dropped to the ground. They decapitated me, he screamed. I hit the mark, but why is he still alive? A voice taunted. Don't get distracted, Hitomi. This guy is fast. Maki urged. It doesn't matter, we already have the body, the voice continued. You handle the black-haired one. I'll go for the pretty-eyed girl, another voice chimed in. Rotational technique, blue throw. Hitomi launched her attack, which sped toward the two opponents, but they evaded it with impressive agility and charged at Maki and Hitomi. Two-sword mode, one of the attackers declared. The man with the katanas attempted to stab Maki, but she skillfully dodged and landed a slice that left him dazed. He cried out. Maki quickly struck the man's jaw, leaving him incapacitated. Wow, these kids, the second opponent exclaimed. Come on girls, you can do it. Izuku encouraged. Hurry up and heal, you idiot, you're pathetic, Sukuna chided. Yeah, I'm on it, Izuku replied, focusing on his recovery. Meanwhile, Hitomi struggled against her opponent, who was moving rapidly and wielding her swords with deadly precision. Come on, darling, you haven't hurt me at all, the girl taunted. But then she was struck by a body. What the hell? She exclaimed, realizing it was Rize's body, who was beginning to wake up. What? Chuanshi? Rize mumbled. Wow, you're awake. Help us with these guys. Chuanshi urged. Izuku, stretching, quickly charged at the katana-wielding man. Black flash, he shouted, delivering a powerful blow to the demon's face, sending him crashing to the ground. Imaginary technique, more, I think you're going overboard. You've already knocked him out, Maki interrupted. That's true, Izuku admitted. Simp. Thinking face, Sukuna teased. In his mind, Izuku thought, for her, yes. You're embarrassing, Sukuna remarked. Izuku and Maki rushed to support Hitomi, who was still engaged with two opponents. Cut! Izuku yelled, slicing the man with the katanas in half. Ah, he screamed. DMN winner. Chuanshi shouted, throwing one of her knives at Izuku, who caught it and broke it. I feel like throwing a purple one right in her face, Izuku joked. She wants you to throw a purple one in her face, Sukuna quipped. She's practically begging for it, they both said in unison. Imaginary technique, Izuku started, but then he fell. Imminent, I can't feel my legs. He exclaimed. What the hell? Maki responded, alarmed. Everyone quickly turned to a new threat. Come here, weaklings. A voice called out. And now who the hell is this? Izuku wondered. Katana man, we're retreating, Chuanshi ordered. She grabbed her partner, and they quickly escaped. Cowards. Who wants to be first? The voice taunted. Izuku quickly regenerated and stood beside Maki and Hitomi. Get out of here, I'll handle her, he insisted. No, I'm not leaving you. Hitomi protested. Rize, terrified, knew the demon's capabilities. Izuku, you won't defeat her. The wisest thing would be to leave, she warned. You all go, I'll buy you some time, Izuku replied firmly. Are you going to sacrifice yourself for them? Sukuna questioned. A man fights for the weak, and I know I'm not the strongest, but I aspire to be, Izuku declared. He smiled, concentrating all his cursed energy in his hands. Get out of here, girls. If I make it out of this alive, I promise to take you on a date. The three of them blushed and exchanged glances. Now go, Izuku urged, taking a fighting stance as the other demon assumed a battle pose. You've got spirit, kid. Ha! The demon laughed. Come and fight. Izuku challenged. To be continued. Chapter End. Izuku quickly charged at the demon, who covered himself with his arm. One for all, 70% black flash. Izuku shouted, landing a powerful blow that sent the demon flying into several buildings. But he didn't have time to react, as Izuku was already above him, delivering a powerful kick that slammed him into the ground. That hurts, the demon groaned. Black flash. Izuku struck the demon's ribs, causing BLD to spill as the demon crashed into a wall. Seriously, are you strong? Izuku taunted. But then he watched as the demon struck the air with both hands, unleashing a torrent of fire aimed at him. What? Izuku exclaimed. The fire hit him but didn't cause any harm. That wasn't an attack, he realized. It was a distraction, Sukuna noted. Ha, idiot, the demon laughed. Underneath the demon, a snowflake began to form. Compass needle, the demon shouted, some parts of the snowflake turning red. Ah, wow, you've got a big spirit, kid. You'll be very easy to persuade, the demon taunted. Izuku thought, but he couldn't avoid a strong blow from the demon, who had quickly positioned himself behind him. What? Izuku gasped. The demon struck the air, and Izuku felt a tremendous force hit him. Sukuna, what the hell is happening to you, brat? You used to dominate the fight. Izuku wiped a trickle of BLD from his face and smiled. Izuku, come on, you be sturdy. Izuku, one for all 100%. He shot forward at full speed, demolishing the building behind him. The demon didn't finish his sentence as Izuku ripped off both of his arms. Izuku, black flash. He swept the demon's legs out from under him and punched him in the face, shattering the ground beneath them. Izuku, DMN it. He sat on some rubble, beginning to regenerate. Sukuna, that was pretty tough for you, kid. I think we need to ramp up the training and watch out, he's still alive. Izuku, what? But he dodged a punch. Demon, I can regenerate too. Izuku, domain expansion, demonic reliquary. The entire area began to turn black. The demon looked around frantically as a massive structure appeared. Izuku, I think it's time to end this. Sukuna, haha, are you really going to use my favorite technique? Izuku, Come and try me. The demon charged at Izuku without fear, but in an instant, his arm was sliced into pieces, followed by his legs, and finally his body, leaving only his head on the ground. Demon, what the hell? How could I not see those attacks? Izuku approached. His domain expansion had faded, so he picked up the head and looked at it. Demon, do you know who I am? Izuku smiled wickedly. Izuku, yes. My little pet. The demon's eyes widened. Demon, what? Izuku, I'm just messing with you. Come on. He carried the demon's head like a soccer ball. Demon, TSK, you dead human. How dare you? I, the great Akaza, will kill you. Izuku, so that's your name, Akaza. Sukuna, why haven't you killed her? Izuku in his mind, why should I? Sukuna, she tried to kill you. Izuku in his mind, I know, but we have to learn to forgive. Sukuna, you're ridiculous, Izuku. But Izuku quickly dodged a slash. Izuku, and now what? Demon, is that really you, Akaza? The third upper moon defeated by a human. Akaza, this human is incredibly strong. Izuku, is Sukuna seeing the same thing I am? Sukuna, yes, how about we? Izuku, you've already roared. He placed Akaza's head on top of some stairs. Demon, you think you can fight me? Izuku, that's right, but first, I'd like to know your name. Demon, Kokushibo. Izuku, good, let's settle this, fire arrow. He launched a fire arrow that sped toward Kokushibo, who dodged it and closed in on Izuku with his katana drawn. Kokushibo, sixth form. Izuku took a devastating blow that sliced his hand. Izuku, DM it. One for all, 80%. He was about to strike Kokushibo, but the demon easily dodged and delivered a powerful blow to Izuku's stomach, causing him to spit BLD Izuku. He knelt, clutching his abdomen. Sukuna, you're embarrassing me, brat. Get up and kick his butt. Izuku, yeah, I'm on it. He stood up and tried to sweep Kokushibo's legs, but the demon jumped, nearly slicing Izuku's head off with his katana. If it hadn't been for Izuku's quick reflexes, he would have been done for. Izuku, phew, that was close. Kokushibo, wow, you dodged a cut? Eighth form. Kokushibo made a slash in the air, and several large spinning blades shot toward Izuku, who was already exhausted. Sukuna, you're useless. Let me show you how it's done. Izuku began to emit white smoke from his body. Kokushibo, that won't save you. Kokushibo made countless cuts through the smoke, but when it dissipated, there was no one there. Kokushibo, what? Sukuna, were you looking for me? Kokushibo turned to see a new adversary standing before him. Sukuna, let's fight. Chapter and Sukuna, so, are you going to fight? Kokushibo, I thought you were dead, Sukuna. I see you still have that childish personality, Kokushibo was ready to attack, but was sent too far away. Sukuna, Demon, I was really looking forward to kicking your butt. Or you. Izuku Nomu, you call me different names, Izuku, Alpha, or they also call me Nomu, but I like to be called Grandma's assailant. Sukuna, wait, what do you mean, Izuku? Izuku Nomu, isn't it Sukuna? Sukuna, come here, UDMN fire arrow. Sukuna unleashed an attack that sped toward Izuku Nomu, who took it head-on, resulting in a massive explosion of fire. Sukuna, haha, idiot. When the flames dissipated, Sukuna saw nothing but ashes and many charred buildings. Sukuna, well, where is that? But Sukuna saw a fist approaching his face. Sukuna, Wch. Before Sukuna could finish his sentence, the fist struck him, slamming him into the ground and creating a gigantic crater. Sukuna, ouch, my head. Izuku Alpha, fire doesn't affect me, idiot. It only makes me stronger. Sukuna, oh great, now he has fire too. But Sukuna was grabbed by the foot and thrown toward a building. Sukuna, sheet, if I don't do something fast, that kid might take control of the body. But Sukuna received another blow that sent him crashing back to the ground. Sukuna, well, we're warmed up now. Sukuna jumped to dodge a stomp from the monster and delivered a powerful black flash that barely moved Izuku. Izuku Nomu, Tisuke. Izuku roared and unleashed a torrent of fire aimed at Sukuna. Sukuna, ha! Sukuna took the fire without flinching, though his shirt was disintegrated. Sukuna, I think it's time to get serious. Sukuna began to change form. Sukuna, now it's time to dance. Izuku Nomo, alright, I'll change form too. Izuku started to mutate, compressing his muscles and growing taller. Izuku Alpha, come on. Sukuna, ha, one for all 100%. Izuku Alpha, what? Sukuna charged at Izuku, who also rushed toward him, exchanging a flurry of blows that seemed evenly matched. Izuku Alpha, how do you have OFA? Sukuna, it's a secret. Sukuna delivered a double kick to Izuku, then struck him with all 4 of his limbs, but that wasn't the end. Sukuna, cut. Sukuna severed Izuku's feet, leaving him vulnerable. Sukuna, black flash. Sukuna struck Izuku's jaw, ripping off his lower jaw. Sukuna, come on, weren't you supposed to be winning? But Izuku quickly regenerated and, with a single blow, pierced Sukuna's chest. Sukuna, idiot. Taking advantage of this, Sukuna grabbed Izuku's head and tried to crush it while severing both of Izuku's arms to prevent him from escaping. Izuku Alpha, no. From his eyes, Izuku unleashed purple laser beams that pierced through Sukuna's head, cutting him in half. Sukuna, DMN. Thanks to this, Izuku managed to break free and regenerate. Izuku Alpha, die. But Izuku was sliced into a million pieces by Kokushibo. Kokushibo, are you alright? Kokushibo helped Sukuna, who was astonished. Sukuna, why are you helping me? Kokushibo, this guy is stronger than both of us. If we try to defeat him alone, we won't stand a chance. Besides, I owe you a favor. Sukuna looked at Kokushibo, who gave him a confident smile, causing Sukuna to blush. Sukuna, whatever. Izuku Alpha, alright, let's play 2 against 1. Kokushibo, W. Sukuna and Kokushibo saw Izuku's new form. Izuku Alpha, who wants to die first? Akaza, me. Akaza quickly struck at Izuku, who dodged all of Akaza's attacks. Akaza, what the hell is going on? Izuku Alpha, precise strike. Izuku hit Akaza in the jaw, then delivered a powerful kick that slammed him into the ground. Izuku Alpha, die. Izuku was about to slice Akaza, but his sword was stopped by Kokushibo's katana. Kokushibo, now, Sukuna. Sukuna, imaginary technique, purple. A purple orb appeared on Sukuna's fingers as he directed it toward Izuku and launched it. Kokushibo grabbed Akaza and quickly fled from the area. The purple orb impacted Izuku, causing a powerful explosion that sent Sukuna flying. Sukuna, haha, that was tough. Kokushibo, hey, are you alright? Sukuna noticed Kokushibo looking at him with curiosity and concern. Sukuna, yeah, hee, I guess thanks. Kokushibo blushed and looked away. Kokushibo, you're welcome. Sukuna thought to himself, so this is love, No wonder Izuku likes this. Izuku, wow, the malevolent cockroach is getting sentimental on us. Sukuna in his mind, Izuku. Izuku, yeah, it's me. Why did you take control of my body? Sukuna in his mind, you were having trouble. Izuku, I know, I saw the whole fight. Apparently, you're a version of me from another universe. Wait, I need to cut you. There's something, goodbye, Sukuna. Don't die. Sukuna in his mind, you're talking to Sukuna, kid. We could see Izuku in a black void, standing in front of 9 chairs, all torn or destroyed except for one in the middle. Izuku, what the hell? But a voice spoke. Become one with OFA. Be the most powerful of all, be the strongest, be a god. Izuku looked at the chair and sat down. Black chains emerged from the ground and wrapped around his arms, which he tried to break free from, but more chains grabbed his arms and legs. Izuku felt indescribable pain, but he also felt more and more power. No pain, no glory. If you endure this, you will endure everything. Izuku felt more and more pain until he screamed. But thanks to this, he began to unleash black and red lightning, his eyes turning crimson, and after a while, he stopped feeling pain. You're ready now. You are the most powerful being of all. You are the only one with negative OFA. In the shadows, someone smiled. Back with Sukuna. Sukuna, well, I guess we've defeated him, right? Kokushibo, it seems so. Kaza, I can still feel his power. The three of them saw something emerge from the large crater. Izuku Alpha Omega. Wow, this feels good. Thanks for that power. Sukuna, DMN. Kokushibo, no fear of success. Kokushibo and Sukuna charged at Izuku, but with a simple movement he sent them crashing back to the ground. Sukuna, is Izuku there? Izuku, yeah, I'm here. What's going on? Sukuna, we need to fuse. This guy is stronger. Izuku, alright. Sukuna, when I say you say, soul divided, unite, Izuku, sure. Sukuna, 3. At the same time, Izuku and Sukuna said the words, and a light illuminated Sukuna's body. After a while, the light faded, revealing a new being. Wow, this feels different. Kokushibo, Sukuna. No, we are not Sukuna, but we are not Izuku either. We are Izukuna. I don't think that sounded cool, but whatever. Izukuna took a battle stance in front of Izuku Alpha Omega. Izuku Alpha Omega, a fusion. How strange. And why does it have the Izuku name? Are you a version of me with a reincarnation? Wow, how subtle and original. I'm going to take you both down right now. Izukuna, well, come here then. To be continued. Chapter End. Izukuna and Izuku Alpha Omega fist bumped, creating a shockwave that damaged part of the street and several buildings. Izukuna, one for all, 179%. Izuku Alpha Omega, wow, you control a higher percentage of one for all too. Ha. Izukuna, Balk Flash. The powerful blow tore away a significant part of Izuku Alpha Omega's body. Izuku Alpha Omega, wow, I really underestimated you. Izuku quickly regenerated and retaliated with double the force, but Izukuna barely managed to dodge it. Izukuna, phew, close one. Focus. Domain expansion, imaginary relic. The entire area began to turn dark. Izuku Alpha Omega, where are we? When Izuku turned his gaze back to Izukuna, he was nowhere to be found. Izuku Alpha Omega, what? Izuku walked a bit until he saw a door, which he entered, finding a girl sitting there. Izuku transformed back and approached the girl. Izuku, Eri. The little girl turned around, but her face was obscured. Izuku, what the heck? Izukuna, you fell into my trap, cut. In an instant, Izuku was reduced to small pieces. Izukuna, I doubt that will stop him. Imaginary technique, purple and reverse rotation. A light purple orb formed in Izukuna's fingers, but this orb was a lighter shade of purple. Izuku quickly regenerated, only to see Izukuna ready to unleash the attack. Izukuna, goodbye. Izukuna launched the attack rapidly toward Izuku, who closed his eyes. Just before the orb could hit, a portal opened behind Izuku and pulled him in. Izukuna, DMN it. Izukuna's attack missed entirely, and the domain expansion faded away. Izukuna, wow, we should use fusion when it's really necessary, don't you think, Sukuna? But suddenly, it started to rain. Izukuna, rain. Hee, it's so appealing. Kokushibo, Sukuna. Kokushibo and Akaza rushed toward Izukuna. Izukuna, Kokushibo. Kokushibo stood in front of Izukuna, who crouched down to be at his level. Izukuna, are you okay? Kokushibo, yeah, and you? Izukuna, I'm fine, we just need to rest. Kokushibo, you idiot. I thought they were going to kill you. Izukuna, relax, Kokushibo, I'm fine. But Izukuna began to emit an intense white light that gradually became less intense, and when it finally faded, it revealed Izuku, who was unconscious. Kokushibo, I think we should take him home. Akaza, yeah, I think I know where that is. In Izuku's mind, Izuku, so can you explain your relationship with that demon? Izuku was lying on a couch, eating popcorn. Sukuna, it's not something you need to know. Izuku, haha, I saw how you reacted when things got critical. You were really worried about that demon. Come on, tell me. Were you two dating? Sukuna blushed slightly and looked away. Sukuna, no, but we were comrades. Let's just say she and I are from the medieval age, even though I'm older than her. We met on the battlefield, fighting against an enemy army. She used her katana to take down those humans while I used my techniques to defeat them. But during one of our battles, she was seriously injured, and I had to heal and take care of her. Izuku, so why were you hiding this from me? Sukuna, why should I tell you? Izuku, well, we're in the same body, we share thoughts, and I'm your reincarnation for a reason, right? Sukuna, shut up, kid. Now leave me alone. And what was that about one for all? I hated using it, but it was a bit difficult for me. Izuku, it's easy. Just spread it throughout your body. But if you want to deliver stronger blows, concentrate it in the part you want to hit. Sukuna, I see. Yes. Goodbye. Izuku, why? Just then, Izuku woke up and looked around, realizing he was in Ri's room. Izuku, what the hell? Izuku got up and saw that he had several bandages on his body. Izuku, how did I get here? He left the room and went downstairs, where he found Maki making soup alongside Hitomi. Hitomi, wow, it's the appealing sleeper. Maki, how are you? Izuku, I guess I'm okay. Akaza, you took quite a beating, kid. Izuku, shut up, Akaza. At least I didn't last 5 seconds. Akaza, purr, Izuku, and don't remind me that I made you my pet. Akaza, Tisuke, you little brat. Sukuna, you woke up with a lot of energy. Riz, I see you're awake. Riz approached and gave Izuku a small kiss, which he reciprocated. When they pulled away, Riz playfully hit Izuku on the head. Riz, that's for scaring me, you idiot. Izuku, I'm sorry. Riz, Tisuke, relax, you're not sleeping today. Sukuna, poor thing. Maki and Hitomi exchanged glances and then approached Riz to whisper something. Whatever they said made Riz blush and nod repeatedly. Kokushibo, hey, Izuku, how often does Sukuna show up? Izuku, in Izuku's mind, what do I say? Sukuna, I don't know, I'm scared. In Izuku's mind, scared. Sukuna, it's just that I don't know. You could say it's my first time in these situations. Izuku, well, whenever she wants. Kokushibo, I see. Then if you can, tell her I'd like to go on a date with her. Sukuna, what? Izuku, what? To be continued. Chapter and Izuku could be seen getting up with dark circles under his eyes. Izuku, what a night. Sukuna, kid, you screamed like a girl last night. And why did I hear a lot of applause? Izuku blushed and looked away. Sukuna, you all disgust me. Izuku turned around and saw Maki, Hitomi, and Riz hugging each other. Izuku, nothing will change, huh? Izuku went down to the kitchen and poured himself a glass of juice. Kokushibo, it's expired. Izuku, that's true. Izuku stared at Kokushibo for a couple of seconds until he realized and threw the juice at him. Izuku, you scared me. Kokushibo caught the juice and threw it in the trash. Kokushibo, the reincarnation of Sukuna, scared. Can I see him? I'd like to talk to him. Izuku, what do you say, Sukuna? Izuku thought to himself, this is your moment, you idiot. Sukuna replied, let me handle this, it's really difficult. I've never had female affection before. Izuku chuckled internally, poor soul, Sukuna snapped back, shut up, you BS dirty. I'm going to cut off your. Izuku interjected, not with my. Come on, I'll help you. Sukuna relented, fine, let me take control of your body. A white light enveloped Izuku, and when it faded, Sukuna's figure stood in his place. Sukuna greeted, Kokushibo. Kokushibo responded, hello, Sukuna. How are you? Sukuna was sweating profusely. In his mind, Sukuna panicked, Izuku, what do I say? Izuku advised, tell him you've been doing well, and then give him a compliment. Sukuna thought, what nonsense, but okay. Sukuna said, I've been doing well, Kokushibo. Honestly, I never noticed your appealing eyes, you know. Kokushibo blushed slightly and adjusted his hair. He replied, thank you. I didn't know you gave compliments. Sukuna chuckled, neither did I. Kokushibo asked, would you like to go out with me? Sukuna thought desperately, help me Midoriya? Izuku suggested. Well, I don't know. If you want to go, then go. If not, then don't. Sukuna exclaimed, yes, I'd love to. Kokushibo teased, are you sure you're Sukuna? You've changed. Kokushibo smiled, causing Sukuna to blush. Izuku cheered, you have a girlfriend. And you're getting your slippers. He added, ask him what time it will be and when he'll pick her up. Sukuna thought, shut up. I know, I'm asking. Sukuna asked, what time should I come to pick you up? Kokushibo replied, at 6 p.m., and come by my place at Kokushibo moved dangerously close to Sukuna, making the King of Curses very nervous. Sukuna stammered, Kokushibo laughed, I love it when you get nervous, Sukuni. He added, see you later. Kokushibo gave Sukuna a quick kiss on the cheek, leaving him speechless. Izuku observed, Kokushibo quickly left, but not before turning around, smiling and waving goodbye, which Sukuna mirrored. Sukuna exclaimed, wow, that went well. I liked that touch of his lips on my cheek. It felt so. Izuku remarked, this is love, my friend. Sukuna retorted, shut your mouth, you DMN womanizer. Izuku continued, all right, we need to make you look handsome. We should go to the city center to buy you some clothes. Sukuna protested, but we don't have any money. Izuku pondered, we might have to steal. Sukuna questioned, hey, aren't you supposed to be a hero? Izuku replied, I was. Besides, we need to have some fun. Sukuna encouraged, that's the spirit, kid. Let's go. Sukuna left the house and headed to a bank, where he entered and saw all the people inside. Sukuna declared, all right, give me all the money you have now. The police officer responded, here, John. We have a green-haired lunatic who wants all the money. Yes, call the heroes. Sukuna smirked, looks like we're about to heat things up. He ripped off his robe, revealing more clothes underneath. Sukuna said, much better. He walked toward the secretary, who looked a bit nervous. Sukuna demanded, didn't you hear me? I demanded they give me all the money. Stop right there, villain. Izuku, that voice. Sukuna, what the hell? Sukuna turned to see a boy with red hair wearing a strange outfit. I'm Reed Rayet, and I'm here to stop you. Sukuna, this one looks promising. Sukuna thought to himself, so how do I defeat him easily? Izuku, attack his legs, they're weaker than the rest of his body. Don't let him bite you. Sukuna thought, Izuku, you really don't want to know. Sukuna, fine. In an instant, Sukuna appeared next to Reed Rayet, sweeping his feet out from under him before smashing his head into the ground. Sukuna, black flash. Sukuna finished off the hero, leaving him sprawled on the ground. So when are you going to bring me the money? The police officers nearby aimed their weapons at Sukuna. Officer 2, halt right there. Sukuna, did you see how I took that guy down, and you're still pointing those useless gadgets at me? The officers trembled slightly and exchanged glances. John, we won't say it again, stop. Sukuna, yeah, right. 1 for all, 6%. Sukuna, what the hell? Izuku, what the hell? To be continued. Chapter and a blonde girl in a suit reminiscent of a certain number 1 hero stood in front of Sukuna. Sukuna, who are you? I'm the heroine Golden Star, and I'm going to stop you. Izuku, Sukuna, be careful, this girl has 1 for all. Sukuna thought, and what weakness does it have? Izuku, if she uses it excessively, it can harm her. I don't know how much she can handle, but if she exceeds that, her arm will get damaged. Sukuna thought, well, this should be a piece of cake. Izuku, let's go for it. Sukuna dashed toward the blonde girl, who began emitting golden sparks from her body. Golden Star, 1 for all, 8%. She got into a defensive stance, scanning her surroundings, but felt a breeze pass by her side. Sukuna, black flash. The girl took a swift and powerful blow from Sukuna, who applied more force and sent Golden Star flying into several walls. Sukuna, wow. Sukuna approached the secretary, who already had a bag full of money. Sukuna, thanks. Sukuna started running and exited the bank, but Golden Star attacked him. Golden Star, 1 for all, 11%. Golden Star was about to land her hit, but Sukuna easily stopped her. Golden Star, What? Sukuna, rule number 1, kids, never lower your guard. Sukuna kicked Golden Star in the face, sending her crashing to the ground, injured. Sukuna, I think it's time to leave, don't you? Izuku, yeah, let's go. Sukuna began to run, but an explosion echoed in the distance. Bakugo, shine. Sukuna turned to see a gray-haired boy. Sukuna, and who's this? Izuku, oh, it's just a bomb with legs. Ignore him, he's not that strong. Sukuna dodged the explosion and, using one for all at 3%, landed a blow to Bakugo's stomach that left him breathless. Sukuna, alright, let's get out of here. Sukuna started running at high speed, but suddenly something crashed in front of him. Target located. The armored vehicle charged straight at Sukuna. Sukuna, OCRP. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Kokushibo, yes, he's cute, Akaza, and honestly, I'm very attracted to him. Akaza, I can tell Kokushibo, but be careful, we both know how Sukuna is. Reese, don't worry Kokushibo, I know Izuku will help Sukuna, he tends to be quite thoughtful. Hitomi, yeah, plus he's really good with women, right Maki? Maki took a sip of coffee while looking away, very flushed. Akaza, well, I think everything will be fine. Can you tell me why the three of you are in wheelchairs? Hitomi, we fell. Akaza, all three of you. Reese, yeah, we got caught in something big. Maki and Hitomi blushed and looked away. Akaza, what the hell? Kokushibo, so that's why there were applause sounds. Akaza looked wide-eyed at the three girls. Reese, Akaza, and how big is it? Reese, see that bottle. Akaza looked at a bottle that was 25 centimeters tall. Reese, it's bigger than that. Akaza, wow. Hitomi, yeah, and he's not just good at using his friend, he's also great with his hands. Kokushibo, you vulgar girls. Akaza, and does he know how to use his tongue? Reese, oh Akaza, you little glutton. Haha, I didn't know you had those tastes. Akaza covered her face, very flushed, looking away. Akaza, shut up, Reese. Reese, yeah, he knows how to move his tongue. Kokushibo, how about we watch TV instead? Kokushibo turned on the TV. Reporter, in the city center, a huge battle is taking place. An armored vehicle is fighting a guy with black and pink hair. Here are some videos. Sukuna, come on idiot, you're so weak. Haha. Tackle. The armored vehicle sped forward and crashed into a building. Sukuna, is that all? Martyrdom. The armored vehicle began to unleash silver beams, firing them at Sukuna, who stood still and took the hit. Sukuna, that didn't even hurt. Sukuna brushed dust off his shoulder and, with a smile, struck a pose. Sukuna, it's time to tremble, domain expansion, relic. But Sukuna was sent flying by a powerful white laser. Wow, it's the great Sukuna. Sukuna stood up and looked behind him. Sukuna, what the hell? Another Izuku. Sukuna saw another Izuku, but this one was different from the one who attacked them last time. I don't like being called Izuku, only my mother calls me that. You can call me Emperor Green. Sukuna, what a ridiculous name. Sukuna moved his fingers, but Emperor Green flew at high speed towards Sukuna and slammed him against a building. Emperor Green, you're a criminal, Sukuna. You broke a canonical line, and Norman is angry. Sukuna, with one for all at 40%, punched Emperor Green, but he didn't even budge. Emperor Green, do you know Superman? Sukuna, yeah. Emperor Green, well, I'm just like him. Sukuna was sent flying, but another person hit him in the back and sent him crashing to the ground. Sukuna, and now who? Izuku, wow, you're Sukuna, aren't you? Sukuna, why? Yes. Izuku, my name is Izuku, but I like to be called Baldur. I see you've already met Emperor Green. Sometimes he can be very aggressive. Emperor Green landed next to Baldur, and the two looked at Sukuna. Izuku, I'd like to talk to the other Izuku, you know, the one inside you. Sukuna, go to hell. Izuku, well, I guess we have to fight. To be continued. Chapter and Sukuna, it. What do I do now? Izuku, are you there? But Izuku didn't respond. Izuku, looks like your Izuku is gone. But a voice made the atmosphere very tense. What do you think you're doing? Emperor Green, trying to kill Sukuna. Are you idiots? That's not the other Sukuna. Izuku, the one with white hair and red eyes. That's right. Izuku, DMN. Izuku and Emperor Green stepped through a portal, revealing a figure, a man in a black suit, horned boots, a cowboy hat, and a black gas mask. Apologies, these are my best agents, My name is Norman, and I'm the leader of the Astro Organization. Sukuna, Astro Organization. Norman, that's right. My organization is dedicated to supporting and eliminating evil beings or those who violate the timeline. Luckily for you, you're in the clear. We won't have any issues with you as long as you don't have any with us. Stay out of our way, Sukuna, or else. Sukuna felt a hand on his shoulder. Norman, I'll pulverize you with my 1%. Sukuna looked behind him and saw that Norman had a small black hole in his finger. Norman, got it. Sukuna, yes. Norman, good. If you need us, don't hesitate to call. I'll send agents right away. Watch your back. Goodbye. Norman vanished in a cloud of black smoke. Sukuna, DMN, that was close. Izuku, Sukuna, what happened? Sukuna, where have you been? Izuku, I don't know, someone interrupted my connection with you. Sukuna, TSK, fine. We need to continue with the mission. Let's go buy some clothes. Izuku, are you sure? You look terrible. Sukuna, relax, I can handle this. Sukuna was about to move forward but then knelt down. Sukuna, DMN, I need to rest. Can you go get the clothes? Izuku, sure. Sukuna, good. Sukuna's body began to emit light, and when it faded, Izuku appeared looking a bit different, with some white streaks in his hair. Izuku, well, it's time to go get some clothes. Izuku started walking through the devastated streets toward the mall, but a loud explosion sent him flying a bit. Bakugo, we found you. Couldn't you have stayed with the trash? Izuku regained his footing and looked at Bakugo, who was accompanied by Todoroki and Ida. Bakugo, so, did you defeat Melissa? Izuku, that girl. Yeah, it was easy. Step aside, or I'll have to move you. Bakugo, TSK. With his explosions, Bakugo charged at Izuku, who used one for all to sprint toward the mall. He didn't want to fight, he just wanted to buy clothes and get out. Izuku in his mind. Sukuna, do you know what time it is? Sukuna looked at a clock and was startled. Sukuna, it's already 2. What are we going to do? Izuku in his mind. Relax, we still have time. But suddenly, something fell, creating a cloud of smoke. Everyone evacuate the citizens. I'll take care of the traitor. Izuku, that voice. Dim it. Sukuna, who is it? Izuku. Endeavor, abyssal flame. A massive torrent of flames shot toward Izuku, who had to run to grab the clothes, but Hawks and Knee Lady blocked his path. Izuku, great, this is going to get ugly. Izuku took off his shirt and got into a fighting stance. Izuku, let's dance to the appealing melody of death. Meanwhile, the girls were walking through a part of the city filled with shops. Kokushibo, what if he doesn't like it? Reese, relax, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. I know Izuku will help, and trust me, he's a total romantic. Hitomi and Maki blushed. Akaza, TSK, Kokushibo, so which dress should I wear? Maki, whichever you think he'll like the most. Kokushibo, Kokushibo spotted a store and they entered, finding appealing dresses, along with a few that didn't catch their attention. Can I help you? The girls looked at the guy and widened their eyes, realizing he was a copy of Izuku, except he didn't have freckles, was taller, and had bite marks on his neck and a scar over his eye. Akaza, what's your name? Oh, where are my manners? I'm Izuku Mouse he. The similarity in the name caught everyone's attention, but the last name was different. Kokushibo, thanks, but we're just browsing. Izuku, all right. The guy left, and once he did, everyone fell silent. Hitomi, I feel a strange energy from him, like his soul is different. Kokushibo, I felt it too. Reese, well, let's focus on what's important. We can deal with the Izuku clone later. But they all stepped back, and where they had been standing, there was now a crater. Izuku Mouse? Wow, you know my version here. Can I go with him? Reese, In your dreams, cheap copy. Kazith. Mouse, you don't understand, I need him. Kokushibo, for what? Kazith. Mouse, I need to return to my reality, my girlfriends need me. Kokushibo, girlfriends. Dazudai. Mouse showed them a photo of himself with several women who looked like dinosaurs, there were 10 in total. Hitomi. I see, so Izuku is a womanizer in every universe. Izuku. Mouse, not in all of them. Maki. Alright, let's find Izuku and see what we can do. Izuku. Mouse, sounds good. To be continued. Chapter end. The girls had returned home. Kokushibo and Akaza went to help Kokushibo get dressed, while Riz, Maki, and Hitomi returned home with Izuku. Mouse, who was carrying many bags and suitcases. Izuku. Mouse, and what are all these items? Why do you have a raccoon tail? Riz, it's for later. Izuku. Mouse, I feel sorry for the Izuku of this dimension. The door opening put everyone on high alert. Izuku, I'm back. Maki. Oh, it's just Izuku. When everyone saw Izuku, they were shocked and horrified by his state. He was missing an arm, half of his body was burned, he had lost hair, and most importantly, there was a large wound on his chest. Yet despite all that, he held a bundle of clothes in perfect condition. Izuku, I've done my part, now it's your turn. Izuku pulled out a bright light, and when it stopped shining, Sukuna appeared. Sukuna, good job, Izuku. Sukuna grabbed the bags and went to change, looking at himself in the mirror. Sukuna, how do I look, Izuku? Izuku, if you were a woman, I'd definitely go for you. Sukuna, don't start with your nonsense. Sukuna looked at a clock and saw it was already 4. Sukuna, alright, I have to go now. Sukuna headed downstairs, but the girls stopped him. Riz, I don't think that's going to work, we need Izuku's help for something important. Just then, the other Izuku introduced himself. Izuku. Mouse, hi, I need to talk to the Izuku of this reality. Sukuna, Maki, what do you mean it can't be done? Sukuna, for Izuku to appear, we need to transfer our souls, and let's just say that Izuku is too tired to do that right now. But then a portal opened, and out stepped Norman. Norman, everyone chill out. I have the solution. Norman plunged his hands into Sukuna's stomach and pulled something out with force. When he was done, Izuku emerged from Sukuna's belly. Izuku, what the hell? Sukuna, what? How did you do that? Norman, after the creator, I'm the most powerful being, so I do what I want. Besides, this is necessary for something important. Izuku. Mouse needs to return to his universe. Well, I've done my part. Goodbye. Norman went back through the portal and vanished. Izuku, I think that was pretty convenient. Sukuna, I agree. Mouse, well then let's get going. I need to return to my world. Izuku, why? Izuku, Mouse, matters that don't concern you. The two Izukis began to walk, followed by the girls. Sukuna, Izuku, wait. How am I supposed to go on this date? I don't know anything. Izuku, you can do it, just follow your heart. Sukuna, Sukuna watched as they walked away, and with the little time he had left, he researched what to do on a date, preparing himself better because of it. Meanwhile, Akaza, you look appealing. Kokushibo, do you really think so? Akaza, of course. He's going to fall for you in an instant. What do you think, Daki? Daki, you look gorgeous, don't you, brother? Jotaro, yeah, but where are you going? Kokushibo, with someone I've known for millennia. In fact, he was the one who helped us deal with the Hashira and that headache named Tanjiro. Daki, that's Sukuna guy. Kokushibo, yes. But then the doorbell rang. Kokushibo, I think that's him. When Akaza opened the door, he saw a gigantic white figure. Sukuna. The being quickly swung at Akaza, who dodged the blow with ease. Akaza, idiot. Akaza delivered a powerful punch to the monster, but it didn't budge. Ha! The creature tried to hit Akaza again, but its arm was broken. What? Jotaro, idiot. The creature charged at Jotaro, starting a fight. Jotaro had some claws that helped him withstand the blows from the creature. Akaza, I want to play too. Akaza struck the creature, leaving it a bit dazed, and Jotaro turned it into minced meat. Jotaro, ding, what is that thing? Kokushibo, it's called Maharaga. It's a very powerful demon, but it has weakened over time. But Maharaga regenerated at an incredible speed. Maharaga, die. Maharaga delivered a powerful blow to Jotaro, sending him crashing into a wall. Jotaro, my rib. Daki, brother, it. Daki quickly went after Maharaga, who engaged in a brief exchange of blows that Maharaga easily dominated. Maharaga, you're weak. Fire arrow. An arrow struck Maharaga, sending it flying, destroying a wall and causing a massive explosion. Kokushibo, Sukuna. Kokushibo hugged Sukuna, who blushed. Sukuna, in his mind, what would Izuku do in this situation? Izuku, just follow your heart. Sukuna hugged Kokushibo back, surprising her with his response. Sukuna, are you ready? Kokushibo pulled away from the embrace. Kokushibo, yes, let's go. Sukuna, by the way, you look even more appealing than usual. Kokushibo blushed deeply and looked away. Kokushibo, thank you. Elsewhere, Izuku, I feel proud of Sukuna for some reason. Izuku, mouse, idiot, stop thinking and help me kill these mutated cockroaches. Izuku, To be continued. Chapter and Sukuna and Kokushibo were walking through the dark streets of Japan, illuminated only by a few lights and the appealing moonlight. Kokushibo, the moon is appealing, don't you think, Sukuna? Sukuna, just like you, Kokushibo, just like you. Kokushibo smiled at the flirtation. Kokushibo, ever since you reincarnated in that boy's body, I've seen you change a lot. You care more about others now, and you don't have those murderous thoughts you used to have, and I like that. Now I know you could be a good dad. Sukuna was startled by this and felt very nervous. Sukuna, and Kokushibo, wouldn't you like to have some? Sukuna, to be honest, I've never thought about those things. I didn't even think I'd end up on a date with you. Kokushibo, and what do you think is behind all these changes? Sukuna, I don't know, Kokushibo. Maybe. I've had these changes for a long time, but my ego wouldn't let them shine. Kokushibo, I'm glad to hear that. So where are we going? Sukuna, well, I researched and human couples like to come to places like this. Sukuna was at a restaurant, specifically an Italian one. Kokushibo, Moe's Pizza, pasta, and more. Sukuna, well, I heard reviews about this restaurant, and they're all excellent. Kokushibo, you researched how to go on a date. Sukuna, I did it for you. Sukuna thought for a moment and realized he had said that out loud, but it was too late. Kokushibo, oh, Sukuna, you're making me blush. Kokushibo began to play with her hair while blushing. Sukuna, maybe we should go inside. Who would have thought that the King of Curses would be nervous about going on a date? Kokushibo and Sukuna sat at a table, and a tall man with a mustache and an Italian accent attended to them. Welcome to my pizzeria. What can I get for this lovely couple? Sukuna, what do you have? The man handed them menus, and Sukuna and Kokushibo looked over the appetizing options. Kokushibo, 2 cheese pizzas with tuna, please. Right away. When the man left, they fell into a deep silence until Kokushibo decided to speak. Kokushibo, so, tell me, what have you been doing with Izuku? Sukuna, well, I've been training him. He learns quickly, he even reminds me of myself, but less handsome. Kokushibo chuckled a bit. Kokushibo, well, I think you both are handsome. Sukuna raised an eyebrow. Sukuna, and what's that supposed to mean? Kokushibo, relax, tiger. I don't focus on looks or how handsome someone is, I look at your heart, literally. Sukuna, The man brought the pizzas, and they both savored the delicious food. Kokushibo, wow, these are really good. Sukuna, so the reviews were true then. Kokushibo, and where else are we going? Sukuna, it's a little surprise. Kokushibo, you're a sea of surprises, Sukuna. Sukuna, I know. After they finished the pizzas, Sukuna paid, and they were about to leave when a girl with silver hair and punk clothing entered, accompanied by a skinny, bald dinosaur in a green jacket. Sukuna, wow, powers have really evolved. Kokushibo, Remember when you tried to use that solar breathing technique and almost burned your backside? Ha, that was funny. Sukuna, TSK, for your information, I can now MSTR that technique. Kokushibo, we'll see about that, Sukuni. The two walked aimlessly for a while, but at one point, Sukuna stopped. Sukuna, here, put this on. Sukuna handed Kokushibo a BLNDFLD. Kokushibo, okay. Kokushibo put it on without hesitation and felt something cover her eyes, and then she felt nothing. Sukuna, take off the BLNDFLD. Kokushibo removed the BLNDFLD and saw a very, very old dojo, but it was still standing. Kokushibo, what? Sukuna, surprise. I researched and they haven't demolished it yet. But Sukuna didn't finish because Kokushibo hugged him. Kokushibo, thank you so much. Kokushibo shed a few tears. Kokushibo, I didn't remember this place, it's where I met you. Sukuna, that's why I brought you here, and also for another reason. Kokushibo looked at Sukuna with curiosity. Sukuna, Kokushibo, besides Izuku, you're one of the people who matter most to me, and I would like to be your. What's the word? Sukuna pulled out a piece of paper and read it. Sukuna, alright. I'd like to be your boyfriend. Kokushibo covered her mouth with her hands and shed some tears. Kokushibo, really? Sukuna, of course. Kokushibo hugged Sukuna, and they stayed like that for a while until they separated. Kokushibo, I think we should head back. Kokushibo was blushing, just like Sukuna, who wrapped Kokushibo in a blanket, and they both appeared in Ri's house. Sukuna, there's no one here. Come on. They both entered, and Sukuna poured himself a glass of wine. Sukuna, what would you like to do now? Kokushibo looked away, a bit blushing. Kokushibo, well, I've seen that when two people are in a relationship, they do something where they come together to start a family. Sukuna blushed deeply, knowing what she meant. Kokushibo, and I'd like to try it. Sukuna, are you sure? Kokushibo, yes. Kokushibo approached Sukuna, who also leaned closer to her, and they pressed their lips together in a passionate kiss that escalated into caresses as they slowly began to undress. Kokushibo, Sukuna, I love you. Sukuna, I love you too, Kokushibo. To be continued. Sukuna and Kokushibo on their date. Izuku and the rest of the squad in another dimension. Sukuna was waking up. What a night. He stretched a bit. Izuku. A winged figure beside him began to stir, and that's when Sukuna remembered everything that had happened yesterday. Hello, love. He pulled back the blankets and gave Kokushibo a gentle kiss. 5 more minutes. Okay, I'll go prepare breakfast. You're so sweet. Sukuna got up, put on some breathes, and left the room. He headed to the kitchen but noticed that Izuku was asleep on a black couch. Riz and Maki were draped over him, while Hitomi was snuggled up beside him. How adorable! Wait, what the hell? Beneath Izuku, Maharaga was hugging all three of them with a small smile. How did you manage to tame Maharaga? Though, I guess it's not surprising. After all, he is my reincarnation. Sukuna went to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. Alright, we have bacon, sausages, an eye, and also a human arm that Kokushibo would probably enjoy. He pulled out the arm and the bacon. What are you doing? Izuku asked, suddenly awake. Sukuna jumped. Demon, you scared me. But how? My darlings finally woke up, and let's just say they got up hungry. What's cooking? Some eyes, 2 arms, bacon, and a lot of juice. Who bought juice? I don't know. Norman appeared, no longer wearing his mask but facing away, revealing appealing white hair with some black streaks. Who wouldn't buy a lot of juice? Better, he said, finishing his juice and putting on his gas mask. Well done. Now I have to rejoin them. Can't you leave us like this for a bit longer? Sukuna asked. If I do, he might get angry. What do you offer me in return? All the juice recipes in the fridge, Izuku offered. Deal. You have 24 hours, and then they'll be joined again. Norman snatched the juices from the fridge and left through a portal. That guy is really strange. I know. Izuku and Sukuna started cooking, preparing a grand feast. Wow, our culinary skills in the kitchen are excellent. I know. You should cook like this more often. Rize, Maki, Hitomi, Maharaga, and Kokushibo rushed in, drawn by the delicious aroma. Wow, did you prepare this? Kokushibo asked. Yep. It looks appetizing, Rize said. No kidding, Maharaga added. Kokushibo finally noticed the massive presence of the monster and jumped, only to be caught by Sukuna. What the hell is she doing here? Kokushibo exclaimed. Long story. It's better if you eat, Izuku replied. The girls dug in, while Izuku was about to leave the house. Where are you going? Sukuna asked. To work. Take care, I guess. Izuku felt a bit strange but didn't think much of it. I'll be back late. He left the house and started running. Diamin, where was the meeting point? He arrived at a wooded area. Finally you made it. Shigaraki, good to see you. My patience is wearing thin. Shigaraki exclaimed. Calm down, Afo said, handing Izuku a photo. Is this for real? Lady. Yeah, let's just say she owes us some money. What? That's right, kid. Welcome to the real world. Heroes aren't what you think. Now go and deal with that heroine. Several minutes later, a blonde girl wearing a mask and a cap was walking through dark streets. Where are those idiots? The girl reached a spot and waited until a man arrived and handed her a bag. And the money, he asked. I'll pay you later. You pay me now or what? Are you going to threaten me? Ah, how foolish are you? Just get lost. The man looked at the girl and simply smiled, saying nothing more before leaving. Idiots. That doesn't seem healthy for you and lady, Izuku said, stepping out of the shadows. The blonde girl turned to Izuku, who was lighting a cigarette. Who are you, and how do you know about me? The League of Villains told me about you. They say you owe a few cents. Izuku flicked the cigarette away with some disgust. I don't smoke. So, do you have the money? The League said if you pay today, they'll let you off the hook. But I don't have the money yet. Please let me live, I have a family. Sorry dear. I have a family too. You should have thought better before getting involved with people you shouldn't have. Izuku extended his hand. Imaginary technique, purple. The last thing Takayama saw was a violet flash. I went a bit overboard. He watched as a large part of the building behind MT Lady disintegrated, along with another building nearby. I guess I've completed my mission. He dialed a number, and someone answered. Who's this? Shigaraki asked. Do you know who the mother of Topo Jijo is? No. DM it. You idiot, what do you want? I finished the mission. Good, I'll send you your next target. Izuku received a message and saw a photo of the hero Edgeshot. And what did he do? You know that orphanage he sponsors. Yeah, what about it? Edgeshot is a criminal. We want you not only to eliminate him but also to expose him. Understood. And so, Izuku completed 2 more missions, targeting heroes. Night fell, and Izuku returned home. I'm back. He sat on the couch and felt hands touching his neck. Hee, don't tickle me, love. Oh, handsome, I'm sorry. Izuku looked to his side and saw Sukuna sitting there, touching his neck. What the hell, Sukuna? To be continued. Izuku was waking up. Why so early? Alright, you're back in my mind, he thought. Yeah, I know. I missed this too. After all, I got to say goodbye to Kokushibo comfortably. He chuckled, changed, and left the house, checking his phone and noticing he had some messages from the League. It's true, we had to take care of those jobs, right? How many do you have? Izuku thought to himself. 3, the lady, Edgeshot, and Hawks. Sukuna, I see. Izuku began to walk, observing the various families and couples passing by, things that made him envious. Sukuna, I sense envy in you, Izuku. Can I ask why? Izuku thought, I wish I had a family. It's not just about romance, I want something more serious, you know. Sukuna, I understand. Kokushibo mentioned something similar, and to be honest, I share your sentiment. Izuku thought, hee, thanks, Sukuna. Sukuna, no problem, Izuku. That's what we're here for, to help each other. Izuku thought, are you really Sukuna? Sukuna, yes, I'm still me, but with a different perspective. In my past life, I told a curse named Jogo that it wasn't worth living surrounded by people, but now I see the beauty in forming connections. Izuku thought, it's clear that both of us have traveled a long and difficult path. Sukuna, nah. Izuku arrived at the meeting point and spotted a blonde girl sitting on a bench. Izuku thought, could it be her? He sat down on the bench and watched the people walking by. Are you Izuku? Izuku, yes, that's me. Are you new here? Yes, my name is Toga. Shigaraki told me to let you know that the next target is Chisaki. Izuku, I see. Do you know why him? Toga, we don't need him anymore, he's just a witness that needs to be silenced. Izuku, understood. He stood up, ready to leave, but the girl stopped him. Toga, hey, when you have time, call me. She handed him a little note and ran off. Sukuna, wow, another one. What do you have that makes so many women want to be with you? Izuku thought, I don't know, maybe I'm just really charming. Sukuna, nah, I don't think so. Izuku thought, really? He began to investigate and found Chisaki's hideout but received a call. Reese, hey, Bium, how are you? Izuku, hi honey. What's up? Hitomi, we were calling to check on you. Izuku, hee, I'm fine, don't worry. Kokushibo, tell Sukuna to take care of himself and that I love him. Izuku, don't worry, I'll let him know. He says he loves you too and can't wait to see you. Kokushibo, hee, I love you, Sukuni. The call ended, and Izuku looked at his phone. Izuku, I'm really happy for you, Sukuna. She's the one for you. Sukuna, thanks, buddy. Izuku, alright, let's stop with the sentimental stuff and get to work. He walked toward the hideout but noticed several heroes approaching in the distance. Izuku, Diamin, we need to work fast. He entered the hideout and began taking out all the guards in his path, encountering the precepts of death with a bit more difficulty. Izuku, well, now it's time for the final boss. Chisaki was in his office, writing on some papers, when he paused. Chisaki, I thought we had an alliance. Izuku, I don't know, tell the League. I'm just following orders. Chisaki put down his pen and removed a glove. Chisaki, how about we get started? Izuku, sounds good. Domain expansion, infinite void. Chisaki was about to attack, but suddenly the entire place began to turn black, and he found himself engulfed in a journey. When it ended, he saw the following scene. Chisaki thought, where am I? Izuku, you're in my domain expansion. Chisaki felt a slight pain in his head that intensified more and more. Izuku, let's finish this quickly. Izuku grabbed Chisaki's head and tore it off. The domain expansion ended, and Izuku left Chisaki's head behind. Izuku, alright, I think we should get going now. He exited the office but received a call. Izuku, hello. Shigaraki, are you done? Izuku, the contract was to kill Chisaki, not the precepts of death. Shigaraki, well, tough luck. We need you to destroy all the evidence too. Izuku, understood. He entered a room and found a laboratory. Izuku, I guess this is what we need to destroy. He was about to use his fire arrow when he heard footsteps in the room. Izuku thought, did you hear that? Sukuna, yes, don't do anything yet. Izuku carefully scanned the room and spotted a white-haired girl. Izuku, hey little one, come here. I won't hurt you. The head of a little girl peeked out, looking at Izuku with fear. Who are you? Izuku, it's okay, I won't hurt you. Come, I'll take you to a safe place. The little girl cautiously approached Izuku. Izuku, what's your name? Eri. Izuku, what an appealing name. Come, Eri, do you want to come to my home? Eri nodded. Izuku, alright, I'm going to cover you with this blanket, and you'll appear in my house. Don't worry, there will be people there to take care of you. I'll be with you soon. He covered Eri with a blanket, and she disappeared. Sukuna, time to leave now. Izuku, yep. When Izuku stepped outside, he saw a whole troop of heroes. Izuku, DMN. To be continued. Chapter end. Rize and Hitomi were in the kitchen preparing a cake while Maki and Maharaga were having a strength duel. Rize, have you two finished with the decorations? Maharaga, almost there. Maki, I guess we'll continue later. The two stopped their duel and went back to decorating, but then they heard a small knock. Maki looked at a little girl with white hair. Riz, what's wrong? Riz looked at the little girl and got a bit flustered. Riz, hi there, little girl. For you. The little girl got scared and hid behind a couch. Maki, what should we do? Hitomi, everyone stay calm, I'll handle this. Hitomi approached the couch and spoke softly. Hitomi, don't be afraid, sweetie. Then she quickly peeked behind the couch and said in a playful voice, Hitomi, here I am. But all she got in response was a kick and a scream from the poor girl, who ran off to hide elsewhere. Maki, wow, that definitely worked. Hitomi, shut up. The girl made her way to the kitchen but bumped into something. It was a foot. When she looked up, she saw a tall woman with white hair staring at her curiously. Maharaga, hi there, little one. For you. Would you like some chocolate? Maharaga asked, lowering a plate with a bit of brown dough. Eri hesitated, then dipped her finger in and stirred it. After tasting it, her eyes lit up. Eri exclaimed, it's really good. Can I try more? Of course. But help me prepare this, okay? Maharaga replied. Eri nodded just as Riz, Maki, and Hitomi walked in. Seeing them, Eri stepped behind Maharaga, who chuckled softly. Don't worry, little one. They're friends, they won't hurt you. Eri moved a little closer to the three women. Hi. My name is Riz. The one with white hair is Hitomi, and the one with black hair is Maki. We're glad to meet you. What's your name? Riz introduced herself. My name is Eri, she replied shyly. What an appealing name. How did you end up here? Riz asked. A green-haired man wrapped me in a blanket and brought me here, Eri explained. I see, Maharaga said. Maki added, he used a teleportation technique. Riz continued, I guess we need to take care of you. I'll call Kokushibo and Akaza to help us. And where is the green-haired man? Eri asked, looking worried. He hasn't come back, Maki answered. Eri lowered her gaze. He saved me from those guys, they were hurting me a lot. Tears began to well up in her eyes, and she felt hands wrap around her. It's okay, little one. No one here will hurt you. We'll take care of you, Riz assured her, lifting Eri into her arms. There, she comforted as the other women gathered around to support the little girl, who sobbed and clung tighter to Riz. I wonder where Izuku is, Maki mused. Suddenly, the sound of the front door opening caught their attention, and the girls instinctively surrounded Eri, ready to protect her. Hey girls, it's me. Izuku called out as he peeked in, but he was abruptly pierced by a spear. Oops, sorry dear. That slipped out, Maki said, a bit sheepish. It's fine, no problem, Izuku replied, pulling the spear from his abdomen. The girls noticed he wasn't wearing a shirt, and part of his breaths was torn. Wow, it's getting warm in here, don't you think? Riz remarked. Why? Yes, Maharaga agreed, a bit flustered. Well, I'm going to take a shower. If anyone wants to join me, I wouldn't mind, Izuku said playfully. Izuku, what the hell? There are kids present. Riz exclaimed, turning to see Eri. Sukuna's voice echoed in Izuku's mind. Someone sleeping on the couch tonight, he. Shut up, Izuku thought back. Hey, Eri, come here, he called, crouching down and extending his hand. The little girl slowly approached, and he lifted her into his arms. This is Eri. I saved her from some Yakuza who were experimenting on her. These are my, let's say, partners, Izuku introduced. So, they are your wives? Eri asked innocently. At the mention of that term, all the women blushed, imagining a wedding with Izuku. WL. Izuku stammered, feeling flustered. In his mind, he pleaded, Sukuna, help me. Oh, the great and powerful Deku is asking Sukuna for parental advice. Well, guess what? We're both equally messed up, Sukuna replied. Resigning himself, Izuku set Eri down. How about we make you something to eat? Why yes, please. Eri responded eagerly. What would you like? He asked, but before he could continue, Hitomi, Maki, and Riz grabbed him. Maharaga, cook something for Eri. We'll take care of this fool, Riz instructed. Okay, Maharaga replied. Hey, wait girls. Izuku protested as they lifted him off the ground. Wait girls. We need to talk. My little guy hurts. Please help me. He exclaimed as the sound of a door slamming shut echoed behind them. Is he going to be okay? Eri asked, looking concerned. Yes, he's very strong. Come on, what would you like to eat? Maharaga reassured her. I don't know. Chisaki didn't give me much food, and the only thing he gave me was some weird dough, Eri admitted. Tiesuke. When I find him, I'm going to make him pay. Well, how about I make you some pancakes? What do you think? Maharaga suggested. Yes. Eri exclaimed, her face lighting up. Sit down, and I'll prepare them for you, Maharaga instructed. Eri obeyed, taking a seat at the table as Maharaga donned an apron that read, I want to hug that green-haired boy. Mrs. Maharaga, how did you meet Izuku? Eri asked curiously. Oh, that's a peculiar story. Let me tell you, Maharaga began, her eyes sparkling with memories. Several days ago Jotaro was sent crashing into a wall, leaving a significant dent. Jotaro, are you okay? Akaza asked, concern in his voice. Jotaro gave a thumbs up, though it quickly fell. Diamant, Daki muttered. And now, who can help us? Akaza wondered aloud. Just then, something fell from the sky and crashed in front of Maharaga. Oh CRPW? Where? Where am I? A voice called out as the smoke cleared, revealing a green-haired boy. My back hurts, Izuku groaned. Izuku, what are you doing here? Akaza asked, surprised. Oh. Hi, Akaza, what Izuku began, but was interrupted as Maharaga charged at him. Maharaga delivered a powerful blow to Izuku, who steadied himself against a wall. Who are you? He asked, slightly dazed. I think they said her name is Maharaga, Akaza replied. You have an aura very similar to Sukuna's. Who are you? Maharaga demanded. I'm yours, appealing, Izuku said with a charming smile. Maharaga looked at him with curiosity, her cheeks turning a faint hue. Can you defeat her? Akaza asked, intrigued. Of course. With my charms. Izuku replied confidently as he approached. So, what are you doing here? He asked Maharaga. I was looking for someone named Izuku, but I think I've found him, she said. And why were you looking for me? Izuku inquired. To kill you, Maharaga stated bluntly. In that way? Izuku asked, raising an eyebrow. Maharaga froze, staring into space. Maharaga? Izuku teased, noticing her reaction. Maharaga seemed momentarily lost in thought. Well, that's how you defeat them, huh? Izuku joked, but then received a strong kick that sent him flying far from the house. Diamant. That's why Sukuna told me not to turn around, he muttered, wincing in pain. As he looked up, a white blur approached him and delivered a powerful blow that slammed him into the ground, creating a crater. Ah, my back. Diamant. He cried out. In all my years of fighting, I've never encountered a being as wicked as you, Maharaga declared. And in your years of fighting, have you never met someone who loves you? Izuku countered. Maharaga was about to strike but paused. I don't know what love is, she admitted. Izuku got up and extended his hand to her. Do you want to know? Maharaga looked at his hand, blushing deeply, and took it. Current time, and since then, that fool has been the only love I've had, Maharaga concluded. And does he make you very happy? Eri asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. Maharaga smiled, wiping away a small tear. He makes me happier than anything else I've ever experienced. Just then, the door opened, revealing Kokushibo and Akaza. We're here. Where's Izuku? Akaza asked, scanning the room. Upstairs. It's your turn to take care of the little one, Maharaga said, standing up and heading up the stairs. Hello, little one. What's your name? Akaza greeted Eri. My name is Eri. And you? She replied shyly. I'm Akaza, and this is Kokushibo, he introduced. I see, Eri responded, glancing at Kokushibo. Where is everyone? Kokushibo asked. Upstairs, Eri said, pointing. I'll go check, Akaza said, quickly climbing the stairs while Kokushibo sat at the table next to Eri. They exchanged curious glances. I have horns too, Kokushibo remarked. Really? Eri asked, intrigued. It's part of my body and I like how I am. Do you like how you are? Kokushibo inquired gently. Eri thought for a moment but didn't respond, and suddenly, a whistle echoed through the room. The two of them stood frozen in place. Well, look what we have here, a voice said. Next to Kokushibo stood a man in a torn tunic, brown breathes, leather boots, and 2 khopesh swords at his belt. On his back he carried a large axe. Miss, could I have your autograph? I'm a huge fan of yours, he exclaimed, pulling out a wanted poster. At the bottom was a picture of Kokushibo, and he pointed to the section that read, dead. So, tell me, how have you been? He asked. Better without you, Grim Reaper, Kokushibo replied. Oh, you're mistaken, dear. I'm not your Grim Reaper, but you might know me, he said, turning around to reveal a familiar face. Do you see it? He taunted. It's impossible, Kokushibo stammered. Nothing is impossible, Kokushibo. I'll be hanging around here for a while, so if you see me, you'll know why death is closer than you think. The lights began to flicker, and in an instant, the man vanished. Who was that? Eri asked. I don't know, Eri, Kokushibo replied, feeling unsettled. It's getting cold, Eri noted. Akaza came down, looking disturbed. Are you okay? Kokushibo asked. I saw horrible things, Akaza said, visibly shaken. Poor thing, Kokushibo comforted. A little while later, the girls came down. Hey, Kokushibo, Maki called out. Wow, you all came down. How did it go? Kokushibo asked. As always, Izuku lasted 4 rounds against each of us, Maharaga replied. Wow, Sukuna lasted 7 and ended up crying like a baby. Kokushibo laughed. Wait, you already fought Sukuna? Riz inquired. Fight who? Eri asked, confused. Nothing, little one, Kokushibo said quickly. Just then, Izuku came down dressed casually. Come on, let's go out, he said cheerfully. Hi, Izuku. Kokushibo greeted. Hey, Kokushibo, he replied. Is Sukuna here? She asked. Tell her I'm not feeling shy. Sukuna's voice called out. He says he's feeling shy, Izuku relayed. Traitor! Sukuna shouted. Kokushibo chuckled a bit. Who wouldn't be? I literally left him crying. That's not true. Sukuna protested. Izuku thought to himself, I don't hear any crying. Eri, how about we go buy you some clothes in addition to toys? Izuku suggested. Toys? Eri asked, her eyes lighting up. I feel really bad for her, Izuku thought. Come on, let's get you some toys, he encouraged. Are we all going as a family? Eri asked hopefully. Yes, like a family, Izuku confirmed. Isn't someone missing? Norman said, breaking the moment. Everyone fell silent, looking at Norman, who held a mug that read, I love pterosaurs. Norman? Izuku asked. Who is he? Eri wondered. I'm your Uncle Norman, dear. It's a pleasure to meet you, Eri, he said warmly. Nice to meet you too, Uncle Norman, Eri replied shyly. What do you want? Izuku asked, curious. Spectral division, Norman said, making a gesture with his fingers. Suddenly, Izuku began to glow. Once the light faded, Sukuna and Izuku were separated again. I'm free, Sukuna exclaimed. Just for one day again. It's for the plot. The author wants it this way. I'd tell you more, but it's a spoiler. Besides, I don't want to get fired. Goodbye, Norman said, vanishing through a portal. Well, now that we're ready, let's go, Izuku declared. Yeah, Sukuna agreed. Kokushibo stood next to Sukuna, who looked at her in terror. Sukuni, how are you? She asked gently. Izuku, help me, Sukuna cried. To be continued. Everyone was at the supermarket. Eri had new clothes and was with the girls, who were busy shopping. Hey, Izuku, can I talk to you alone? Sukuna asked. Sure, let's go, Izuku replied. Izuku and Sukuna stepped away from the group. What's up, Sukuna? Izuku asked. I'd like to propose to Kokushibo. Do you think she'll accept? Sukuna asked nervously. Of course she will, Sukuna. She loves you and you love her, Izuku assured him. Sukuna scratched the back of his neck and looked away. Man, you know I trust you a lot. We've been partners for almost 8 months now, and I'd like you to be the best man at our wedding. Izuku smiled. Absolutely, Sukuna. I'd love it, especially if you let me be the uncle to the kids. A small smile formed on Sukuna's face as he nodded. Thanks, buddy. No problem, friend, Izuku replied. The two discreetly went to a jewelry store and looked at many options. I'm not really sure which one she'd like, Sukuna admitted. How about this one that looks like a moon? Izuku suggested. Maybe, Sukuna said, considering it. Meanwhile, with the girls. Hey, Kokushibo, are you okay? Riz asked. Yeah, it's just that. Can I tell you something, and you promise not to tell Izuku? Kokushibo asked hesitantly. You have our word, Kokushibo, Hitomi assured her. I'd like to propose to Sukuna, Kokushibo confessed. Everyone fell silent, then erupted in joy, hugging Kokushibo, who blushed and felt embarrassed. Girls, please, you're embarrassing me, she said, laughing. Eri joined in the hug, which quickly broke apart as they were suffocating Kokushibo. How about we go find a nice ring for Sukuna? Riz suggested. But do you think he'll really accept? Kokushibo asked, uncertain. If there's one thing I know, it's that Sukuna loves you just as much as Izuku loves us, Maki reassured her. Upon hearing that, Kokushibo felt a surge of courage and nodded determinedly. Let's find that ring. And so the afternoon passed, with Izuku and Sukuna searching for a ring and the girls doing the same. All right, we've got it, Izuku announced. But how do I tell her? Sukuna asked, looking worried. Just tell her what your heart says, Izuku advised. Thump, thump, thump. Sukuna replied, confused. No, idiot. Tell her how you feel, how much you love her, and say whatever you think you should say. Izuku encouraged. Sukuna understood a bit but still felt nervous. Who would have thought the King of Curses would be nervous about love? Look, there they are, Izuku pointed out. The girls were approaching Kokushibo, who also looked very nervous. When the two groups met, the atmosphere turned strange. I think we should leave them alone, Izuku suggested. I agree, Riz said. Everyone left, leaving the two alone. Hello, Kokushibo, Sukuna stammered. Hello. Sukuni, Kokushibo replied, equally nervous. I want to tell you something, they both said simultaneously. Kokushibo giggled. Sorry, you go first. Sukuna took a deep breath and prepared himself. Kokushibo, you're an amazing woman. I can't help but look at you and think to myself, what a lucky guy. You're admirable, everything I'm not, intelligent, great company and an excellent cook. I have to say I've made many mistakes, but I'm sure asking you to be my partner wasn't one of them, and what I'm about to do won't be either. Sukuna knelt down and pulled out a small black box. Kokushibo covered her mouth and began to tear up. Will you marry me, Kokushibo? He asked, his voice filled with hope. Kokushibo couldn't hold back her emotions and hugged Sukuna, who embraced her back. That's my guy. Izuku cheered, watching the scene through binoculars with Eri. Meanwhile, the other girls were crying at the appealing moment. Yes, Sukuna, I would love to be your wife. Kokushibo exclaimed, pulling back as Sukuna placed the ring on her finger. I was going to ask you the same thing. Kokushibo said, pulling out a box and opening it to reveal another ring. Will you marry me? She asked, her eyes shining with excitement. Sukuna stepped closer to Kokushibo and gave her a long, loving kiss. After that, they separated, and Sukuna looked at Kokushibo. Does that answer your question? Kokushibo placed the ring on Sukuna's finger, and they simply gazed at each other. But in the distance, Kokushibo saw the man from before, who smiled and pointed at her while mouthing something. Is something wrong, Kokushibo? Sukuna asked, noticing her distraction. No, nothing's wrong, she replied quickly. So when's the wedding? Izuku asked, breaking the moment. We don't know yet, Sukuna admitted. I wanted to be the aunt of the kids. Reese chimed in. Kokushibo blushed and looked away, feeling shy. When I tell Daki, she'll get jealous. Ha. Akaza joked. Kokushibo smiled, looking at all her friends and Sukuna, but she remembered the man's words, death is closer than it seems. Sukuna, she began. Yes, he replied, looking concerned. I love you, Kokushibo said sincerely. Sukuna smiled. I love you too. What an appealing scene. Makima said, suddenly appearing before them. Everyone turned quickly to see Makima standing in front of them. I figured you'd be here. Do you know this guy? Makima pointed to a helmet. All for one. Izuku guessed. Exactly. Let's just say he and I had a chat, and now he's asleep, I suppose? Now it's your turn, Makima said, making a gesture that opened a portal beneath the girls, who were teleported to another location. What the hell? Izuku exclaimed. What did you do to them? Kokushibo demanded. They'll be fine. The problem is with you too, Makima said, pointing her finger at Kokushibo. And especially with you, she added ominously. Izuku stepped in front of Sukuna and Kokushibo, cracking his knuckles. Nah, I'd win. The girls returned to the place where they had been before, only to find everything destroyed, the parking lot and part of the shopping center. But that wasn't all. There were many lifeless bodies, each bearing a strange feature, unusual heads. One even had a shotgun for a head. Reese, they're all hybrids between demons and humans. Hitomi, Izuku. The girls moved forward until they stumbled upon something that left them in shock. Izuku was split in half. His lower body stood upright, while his upper body lay on the ground. Next to him was Sukuna, who was missing his arms. Hitomi, what happened here? But a sound alerted them. Flashback Izuku, whenever you're ready, Makima. Makima smiled, and several chains shot toward Izuku, who easily dodged them. Izuku, fire arrow. Izuku launched the attack, but Makima deflected it with her hand. Izuku, wow, I didn't think you'd be able to deflect that. Izuku dodged a spike. Izuku, what the hell? Suddenly he was transported to a place engulfed in darkness. Izuku, is this a domain expansion? Ha, no, this is my home. Izuku, who are you? I am the demon of darkness. Tell me, do you fear the dark? Izuku, no. Demon of darkness, what a shame. The demon lunged at Izuku, who tried to shield himself with his arms. Demon of darkness, you're slow. Izuku watched as his arms were easily severed. Demon of darkness, you're weak. Izuku, cut that part of the world. The demon of darkness reacted quickly and sidestepped, but part of his arms was torn off. Demon of darkness, it seems I underestimated you. Izuku returned to where he was before, his arms intact, watching as Sukuna dodged several chains from Makima, while Kokushibo, in his demon form, tried to behead him with his katana. Izuku, one for all, 102%. Izuku began to run toward Makima, delivering a powerful blow. Izuku, black flash. Without giving Makima a moment to react, he landed a heavy punch to her stomach, knocking her to the ground. Makima, I've got you. Makima placed her hand on Izuku's forehead, and a chain shot out from it. Izuku, ugh. Makima, wow, you have enormous willpower, but that won't help you now, you're my puppet. Sukuna, Izuku, don't let her control you, you're stronger than this. Izuku pulled away from Makima and looked at Sukuna and Kokushibo. Makima, finish them. Izuku, reverse technique, red. A small ball formed on Izuku's finger, and he released it. Sukuna, Kokushibo, get out of the way. Sukuna threw Kokushibo aside and tried to dodge the attack, but one of his arms was severed. Sukuna, DMN it, Izuku. Izuku charged at Sukuna. Sukuna, Izuku wait. Izuku, one for all, 100% black flash. Sukuna braced himself for the impact that never came. Sukuna, what? Izuku, did you really think she could control me? Sukuna looked at Izuku and saw that he had injured himself. Izuku, alright, let's end this. Makima, well, That's an unusual outcome. I suppose I should use my other cards. A large horde of people approached, transforming into strange beings, each with different heads. There was even one with a shotgun for a head. Sukuna, are you ready, kid? Izuku, always. The two charged at the horde, who began to fight against Izuku and Sukuna, destroying part of the parking lot and even entering the shopping center. At one point, Sukuna and Izuku separated. Sukuna, DMN it. Shotgun, watch out, idiot. The man with the shotgun head nearly hit Sukuna. Sukuna, close, ha. But a girl with a chainsaw bandage quickly approached. Rare. Sukuna easily pierced her stomach and threw her aside, but a crimson hammer struck him, sending him flying a bit. Sukuna, who? Beal demon, ha, listen to me, you fool, you will fall before the powerful power. Sukuna, tisk. But Izuku fell nearby. Izuku, your turn to fight him. Sukuna turned, but with one blow he was sent out of the shopping center. Chain demon, haha, I'm going to kill you myself, Sukuna. The chain demon wrapped a chain around his knuckles and began to fight him. Sukuna, reverse technique, red. Chain demon, metal dome. Several chains formed in front of the demon, but they didn't even slow Sukuna down, who simply watched as his opponent disintegrated. Sukuna, that was tiring. But, Sukuna, what the hell? Haha, but if it isn't Sukuna in the flesh, he... Sukuna opened his eyes. Sukuna, what? What's wrong? Are you afraid of death? Don't worry, I'm not here for you. Yet. The man just smiled and began to advance, sparking flames with his weapons. Haha. The man looked to one side specifically and then left. Sukuna, what just happened? But Sukuna turned, and through a thick fog he saw a figure radiating an aura similar to his rival Gojo. It felt so familiar that it could be him. Will it continue? Chapter and Sukuna would be stunned to see Gojo in front of him. Gojo, what's up, Sukuna? Sukuna, what are you doing here? Gojo, are you ready for the second round? Without further ado, Sukuna charged at Gojo, unleashing a destructive fight. Gojo, reverse technique, red. Sukuna, DMN it. Sukuna jumped high. Sukuna, expansion of, but Sukuna didn't finish, as Gojo was already in front of him and delivered a powerful kick that slammed him into the ground. Sukuna, DMN, that hurt less before. Sukuna got up and noticed that one of his forearms was shattered. Sukuna, why am I not regenerating? Sukuna ripped off his arm and looked back at Gojo. Gojo, tired. Sukuna, in your dreams, black flash. Sukuna sped toward Gojo, but his punch barely grazed Gojo's cheek, who then delivered a powerful blow to Sukuna's jaw. Gojo, domain expansion, but Gojo didn't finish either, as Sukuna kicked him hard in the jaw. Sukuna, ha! But Sukuna let his guard down. Gojo, cut. Two of Sukuna's arms were severed. Sukuna, tisk. Gojo, well, it turns out you weren't that strong. Are you nothing without Izuku? Sukuna, don't bring Izuku into this. Gojo, what's wrong? The King of Curses is fighting for his friend and his pathetic boyfriend. How disappointing. Sukuna, shut up. Sukuna charged at high speed toward Gojo, punching him in the stomach. Gojo, ugh. Gojo knelt slightly, which allowed Sukuna to land a strong kick, but Gojo grabbed Sukuna's arm. Sukuna, cut. Gojo smiled, and a trickle of BLD ran from his mouth as he held Sukuna's severed arm. Sukuna, I win again, idiot. But Sukuna knelt while spitting BLD. Sukuna, DMN it. Hitomi, what happened here? Sukuna turned to see all the girls. Sukuna, what? You're late. Maki, what happened, and why is Izuku like this? Sukuna looked to his side and saw Izuku split in half. Sukuna, oh no. Makima, wow, I never thought the power of illusions would work so well. Makima had Kokushibo by the neck. Sukuna, let her go, you witch. Makima, fine. Makima Jutaro, ha, let's go. Sukuna quickly got up and regenerated his arms, shielding Kokushibo. Sukuna, Daki and Jutaro began to fight against Makima, but she easily defeated them. Makima, wow, weaklings. But Akaza delivered a powerful kick that slammed Makima into the ground. Akaza, how was that? But one of Akaza's arms was forcefully severed. Akaza, DMN. Makima, ha. Sukuna, black flash. Sukuna was about to land the blow, but Makima was faster and grabbed him by the neck. Makima, pathetic. But another voice spoke. Izuku, I'm here for whom you were crying. Izuku delivered a double kick to Makima, sending her crashing into a building. Sukuna, Izuku, are you alive? Izuku, yes, thank God I managed to regenerate in time. But Izuku kicked Sukuna to prevent him from being taken down by a blast from Makima. Izuku, we need to defeat her now. Izuku and Sukuna charged at Makima, who began to receive a barrage of blows from both of them. Izuku, don't stop. Sukuna, you too, but Sukuna's legs were severed from his body. Sukuna, DMN it. Makima, you're dead. Makima launched a blast at Sukuna, sending him flying into some debris. Makima, now it's your turn, Izuku. Makima grabbed him by the neck. Izuku, rot in hell. Makima, what if I turn you into my toy? Ha, after all, you're the only reason I came all this way. Izuku, how flattering. Izuku began to glow. Izuku, atomic kamikaze surprise technique. Izuku grabbed Makima by the neck. Makima, DMN you. Sukuna, Izuku no. Izuku and Makima exploded, creating a massive shockwave. Sukuna grabbed Kokushibo and shielded her, while Maharaga protected the girls. After the explosion, everyone looked at the crater, and someone emerged from it. Sukuna and Kokushibo faced each other. Sukuna, Kokushibo, I'm sorry. Maharaga and the girls grabbed Kokushibo, who struggled against their hold, but it was futile. Sukuna, goodbye, my beloved. As death loomed closer, it suddenly halted. Wow, you're still alive. Everyone turned to the crater, where Makima emerged, slowly regenerating. I guess I don't have to get my hands dirty just yet. The presence of death transformed into black smoke and dissipated. Makima, wow, that was quite painful. Makima had nearly fully regenerated, though half of her face remained disfigured. Sukuna, go see a doctor. Ha. Sukuna charged at Makima, but she easily restrained him with chains. Sukuna, TSK, do you think this will do anything to me? Makima, you don't have 100% of your abilities or powers, so this is easy. She left Sukuna behind and approached the girls, who took battle stances. Riz, ready. Maki, like never before. Hitomi, for Izuku. The three charged at Makima, who began to fight back. Meanwhile, Maharaga was assisting Kokushibo, who was severely injured. Kokushibo, Maharaga, go. I'll be fine. Maharaga, I won't abandon you. Maki, wielding her katana, managed to inflict significant damage on Makima, but she quickly regenerated. Hitomi attempted to use her domain expansion, but found herself unable to utilize any of her techniques. Riz, in her demon form, tried to intervene but only hindered their efforts, allowing Makima to gain the upper hand. Makima, you were more annoying than I expected, but you put up a fight. Sukuna, I swear, if you touch Kokushibo, I'll kill you, Makima, even if I have to come back from the dead. Makima, that would be interesting. She slowly approached. Maharaga, I don't think so, sweetheart. Maharaga charged at Makima, delivering a powerful blow that she absorbed. Makima, wow, that's strong. She dodged a kick and attempted to strike Maharaga, but he landed a punch to her face that sent her reeling. Makima, DMN it. Demons, come to me. Suddenly, something fast struck Maharaga, sending him flying, where he encountered two new adversaries. Hell Demon, hail, Makima. Weapon Demon, for Makima. Kokushibo was now defenseless but refused to back down. Kokushibo, come for me, you witch. Makima approached slowly, but footsteps echoed nearby. Makima, you surprise me more, Izuku. Izuku advanced, despite having lost both arms and being in terrible shape. Izuku, I won't. Makima, and why not? Izuku, because. Friends. Seeing Izuku in such a state, still trying to defend Kokushibo, touched Sukuna's heart, and for the first time in millennia, he began to cry. Izuku. Makima quickly approached him and stabbed him in the stomach. Makima, what were you trying to do? Izuku. Buy time. Makima, what? In a surprising move, Kokushibo decapitated Makima, catching her off guard. Makima, wow. Her body released Izuku's hand and advanced toward Kokushibo, who was trying to retreat. Makima, I think this has gone on long enough. Makima's head regenerated, and she pointed her fingers at Kokushibo. Sukuna, no, Makima. Izuku, fading, crawled and grabbed Makima's foot. Izuku, kill me. But don't. Makima smiled and bent down. Makima, sleep. She covered Izuku's eyes with a bandage and returned to Kokushibo, who was gripping her katana. Makima, bang. Kokushibo knelt, leaning against a wall with a hole in her chest. Sukuna, Kokushibo. Makima, now you'll have to choose, your friend or your wife. As she prepared to leave, a whistle echoed from afar. Makima, the whistle of death is so appealing, isn't it? She departed through a portal, and Sukuna was finally freed. No. He rushed to Kokushibo, who was losing BLD Riz, Hitomi, and Maki arrived, joined by Akaza, Daki, and Jotaro. Sukuna, no, I'm not going to lose both of you. He glanced at Izuku, who struggled to breathe, but with his last strength, he spoke. Izuku, save her. Sukuna watched his friend, who had closed his eyes while smiling and shedding one last tear. No. But Sukuna felt something touch his hand. Kokushibo, Sukuna, I love you. We'll have time for ourselves later, I swear. Sukuna shook his head, tears streaming down his face as he held his beloved's hand. Sukuna, I love you too, Kokushibo. He approached Izuku's body and touched his chest. Sukuna, two souls unite now. Izuku and Sukuna emitted a glow, but before departing, Sukuna looked at Kokushibo, who smiled and nodded. Izuku opened his eyes to find himself in a field of flowers. Sukuna, appealing, isn't it? Izuku, Sukuna. Sukuna, yes. I'm really sorry. Izuku, no, I should apologize. Because of me. Lost your wife. Forgive me, Sukuna. Izuku embraced Sukuna, who patted him on the back. Sukuna, it's okay, she's in a better place now. I'll reunite with her soon. Izuku, what do you mean? Sukuna, we both know that Makima is stronger, and for you to have your abilities at 100%, I have to go. Izuku, no, there must be another way. Sukuna, I wish there were. Izuku. Izuku looked down, tears streaming down his face. Izuku, no, Sukuna, please don't leave me. You're like a father to me. Sukuna smiled, also beginning to cry. Sukuna, and you're like a son to me. I love you, and you were one of the few who made me realize how appealing the world is, and for that, I thank you. Izuku, thank you. They shared one last embrace, and Sukuna slowly transformed into golden dust. With a smile, he said to Izuku, Sukuna, I leave the rest to you, Izuku. Sukuna vanished, leaving Izuku gazing at the appealing sunrise over the field. Izuku, Sukuna, Kokushibo, rest in peace. To be continued. Chapter. And Izuku woke up and realized he was in Ri's house. Izuku, he called out, hoping for a response from his friend, but silence filled the room, leaving him with a deep sense of loneliness. Sukuna. Just then, someone entered the room. Eri, are you awake? The little girl asked as she approached him and hugged him tightly. Everyone is worried about you, she said. Yeah, I'm sorry, hee. Where are they? Izuku replied. They're coming over. At that moment, the girls walked in. Izuku. Maki exclaimed, rushing to hug him. He returned the embrace, and the others joined in, including little Eri. We're really sorry, Izuku. We knew how important Sukuna was to you, Maharaga said. So you already know? Izuku asked. More or less. I figured it out. I no longer felt his cursed energy in you, but the strange thing is that yours has become much more powerful, Maharaga explained. Even with these losses, we will move forward, Izuku, Riz added. I know, but we have to find Makima and stop her. I won't let her hurt you again, Izuku declared. You're badly hurt, you can't, Hitomi warned. But Izuku silenced her with a passionate kiss. Maharaga covered Eri's eyes, who wanted to see but couldn't. Izuku pulled away from a blushing Hitomi. I know, first I'll recover and then I'll make my moves, he assured them. And what about me? Am I not getting one? Maki teased. What about me? Riz chimed in. Maharaga just blushed and looked away. Izuku chuckled. Sometime later Izuku was in the kitchen making pancakes. Does anyone want a second round? He called out. Me. Eri exclaimed. Wow, this tastes great. Hitomi said as she enjoyed her meal. Izuku turned to see the girls happily eating. Maki and Hitomi were chatting while Maharaga and Eri played with their food. A small tear of happiness welled up in Izuku's eye as he realized that Sukuna's sacrifice was not in vain. Hey, what's wrong? Riz asked, wiping away his tear with concern. Nothing, everything's fine. It's just that when I was in prison, I never imagined I would have this, Izuku replied. Have what? Riz inquired. A appealing family with 4 lovely girlfriends and a little girl like my daughter, he said. Eri stopped eating and looked at him in surprise. Consider me a daughter? She asked. Yes, little one, only if you want to, Izuku affirmed. Eri pouted while tears filled her eyes. Why? Yes, she said, jumping off her chair and clinging to Izuku's leg, crying in a funny way. Izuku laughed and lifted her up. Come on, little one, I like it better when you smile. He gave Eri a small kiss on the forehead, making her blush and hug him tighter. You're going to be a great dad, Izuku, Riz said. And you all will be excellent mothers, he replied. Maki couldn't hold back any longer and started to cry, hugging Izuku. Hitomi followed suit, then Riz, and finally Maharaga joined in. Sometime later Izuku left Eri in a room, closing the door so she could rest. He muttered, leaning against the wall and staring at the ceiling, feeling strangely alone. Are you okay? Maki asked. Yeah, Maki. Thanks, he replied. Maki smiled and looked out the window. You remind me of a guy I once knew, she said. Really? Was he your ex-boyfriend? Izuku asked. Yeah, his name was Yuta. He was one of the most powerful sorcerers and one of the most handsome, she reminisced. Wow, if that compliment comes from you, it means a lot, Izuku said, smiling. Maki's smile faded slightly. Do you really think I'm appealing? I don't know, I feel quite insecure, I know it sounds silly, but... Without warning, Izuku took Maki's hands and gave her a warm kiss. She was surprised at first, but then she let herself go. When they separated, Maki looked into Izuku's eyes, and with confidence in his words, he said, You are one of the most appealing women I've ever met, Maki. Never say you aren't. You're my girlfriend and soon to be my wife, so please. He hugged her tightly. Don't leave my side. Maki couldn't hold back any longer and broke down in tears. Meanwhile, the other girls were downstairs listening. He beat us to it, Riz remarked. She always stays one step ahead, Hitomi added. Don't be silly. Izuku hasn't proposed yet. He'll ask all 4 of us at the same time. Just wait and see, Maharaga said confidently. And how are you so sure? Hitomi questioned. Because I know that's how he is, Maharaga replied. Handsome. Riz suggested. Loving. Hitomi chimed in. Maharaga sighed. Thoughtful and very, very romantic. But we should stop thinking about this. He's hurting. He lost Sukuna and Kokushibo. That really affected him. Hitomi and Riz looked down, remembering their friend and the others. Yeah, I know. We need to be there for him at all times, Riz said. I propose we go to a appealing place where we can take a vacation, Hitomi suggested. That doesn't sound bad, but where? Maharaga asked. Hawaii. Riz proposed. Maybe, Hitomi replied. But Hitomi felt something warm on her cheek that quickly disappeared. When she looked to her side, she saw Izuku giving Rize a kiss on the cheek. Sounds good to me. Plus, Eri will love to see the ocean, Izuku said. He approached Maharaga and gave her a kiss on the cheek, but she quickly moved and gave him a kiss on the lips, making the green-haired boy blush. Thanks girls. Whenever you want, they replied playfully. But then a voice spoke up, a feminine voice. Is there room for one more? To be continued. Chapter 4. Everyone turned to the unexpected visitor, who wasted no time pulling out a glowing orange rope from her doll, tying it around Izuku and slamming him against the wall. Maki clicked her tongue in frustration as she unsheathed her katana while Rize prepared to transform. Maharaga, choose your last words, dear. You won't be leaving here awake today. Whoa, relax. I'm not here for you, I'm here for him. The orange rope began to retract. Izuku, ha! The rope disintegrated, freeing Izuku. Izuku, let me tell you something, if you're going to capture me, it won't come cheap. The woman huffed in frustration. As you wish. Maki and Rize charged at the woman, who ferociously grabbed Rize by the neck and slammed her to the ground. Maki tried to strike the woman with her katana, but upon contact with the blue suit, the katana was quickly repelled and flew out of her hand. Maki clicked her tongue again. Maki delivered a powerful punch to the woman's face, which seemed to have an effect. DMNU. But she had no time to react, as Maharaga kicked her hard, sending her crashing into a wall. Tisk! The woman pressed a button on her suit, and a bolt of energy shot from her body, knocking Maharaga down. Hitomi, DMN it. Hitomi was about to attack the woman when something struck her, sending her flying away. 2. I hope I'm not too late. You took your time. Izuku, I guess he's a version of me from a worse universe. Just what I needed, now I'm caught in multiversal chaos. It's clear that some all-powerful being hates me. 2. Are you sure this is him, Maria? Maria, yes, he's Izuku 676. 2. Got it? OFA 40%. Izuku quickly crossed his arms, and upon impact, he didn't even budge. 2. W what? Izuku, I suppose that even if you're a version of me, you don't have the same strength. With ferocity, Izuku shoved the other Izuku's hand away and grabbed him by the neck, dragging him across the floor and slamming him against a wall. Izuku, but Izuku felt his body grow heavy. 3. Kneel. Izuku now faced another version of himself, this one wearing his old red suit. Izuku, DMN it. Izuku fell unconscious. Maria, take him away. We need to talk to him first. The red-suited Izuku pulled black tendrils from his back that wrapped around Izuku. Maria, you 3 go first. The 3 Izukus entered, and just before Maria left, a hand stopped her foot. Rize, I will find you, you witch. Maria crouched down and brushed Rize's hand away. Maria, relax, I'll send them back, even if not in one piece. Ha. Maria stood up and stepped into the portal, which closed behind her. Rize could only scream in frustration as she cried. Sometime later Izuku was waking up, seeing some lights in the distance. Izuku, what the hell? 4. I see you're feeling better. Izuku opened his eyes. Izuku, who are you? 4. I'm Deku. Nice to meet you. Izuku, are you a robot or armor? Deku, I'm both. Maria is waiting for you, I'll take you to her. Izuku and Deku began to walk. Izuku, hey, where are we? Deku, well, you're in the central base of the green unit. Izuku, I see. So, I guess this is where all the Izukus are, right? Deku, sort of. Not all the Izukus are here. Izuku, got it. Deku and Izuku arrived in a dark room where Maria was checking some screens. Deku, Maria, he's awake. Maria continued to look at the screens without paying attention. Izuku, hey, quick question, is she Mexican? Deku, something like that. What? Izuku, just asking. Izuku started making chimpanzee sounds, which caused Maria to turn around, annoyed. Izuku, ha! I knew that would work. Maria, I see you're awake. How do you feel? Izuku, what is strange? I don't know where I am. 5. Don't worry, kid. You'll get used to it. Izuku turned to see another version of himself wearing breathes, no shirt, and covered in tattoos. Izuku, and what's your name? 5. I'm Izuku just like you, but I prefer to be called Baldur. Izuku, Baldur. Maria, ignore him, he's crazy. Izukubi, that's what everyone says. But what if the crazy ones are you, and I'm the sane one? Izuku, wow, he really is crazy. So why am I here? 3. For one reason only. Izuku looked at his other version in red. Izuku, Tise. And you? 3. More respect, human. Izuku, I'm not human, for your information. Maria, calm down, both of you Izukus. Izukub, Deku / 3 / Izuku, yes. Maria, not you idiots, the Izuku we captured. Izuku, oh right. I'm on it. Izuku started to move forward and looked at Maria, who was very serious. Maria, Izuku, we brought you here because we need to talk to you about an event you recently encountered. Izuku, you're talking about. Maria, yes, Deku, do that. Deku, what? Maria, you know, that. Deku, oh, that. Right, I'm on it. Suddenly, the entire room began to darken, and an orange net formed in the center. Izuku, what is this? Maria, this. It's everything. The net grew larger until it formed a gigantic shape that resembled a spiderweb. Izuku, the Isizukverse. Maria, the Isizukverse. That sounds silly, it's called Multiverse Eyes a humanoid. Which also sounds silly. Izuku chuckled a bit. Izuku, what's all that about? Maria, those are all the confirmed universes of Izukus. Izuku saw different images, one Izuku wearing a crown, sitting on a dragon, another Izuku in a space marine suit, and yet another Izuku crying while holding Eri. Izuku, wait, isn't that? He turned to look at Izukub, who averted his gaze. Izukub, being immortal isn't easy, especially when the people you love the most are gone. Maria, as you can see, we all go through specific events, we call those canonical events. Izuku, I see. Maria, those events have to happen, whether it's the death of a family member or someone important to an Izuku. Izuku watched as different holograms appeared, showing various Izukus carrying the body of someone. Among them, he saw Izukub again, but this time he was holding a woman. Izuku, you suffered a lot, didn't you? Izukub, and there's more to come. If only you knew all the pain I went through. Many say I'm crazy, but no one ever asks why. Maria, as I was saying, these events can't be avoided, which is why you can't bring Sukuna back, Izuku. Izuku glared at Maria in anger. Izuku, tisk, why not? Maria, I understand that you're hurting. We all lost someone important, Deku. Even though he was an armor or a robot, he was human once. Baldur lost his entire family and I suffered too. We've all lost loved ones. Izuku, but the fact that no one tried harder for them is depressing. Izukub, understand, kid, there's nothing more that can be done. If you revive him, your universe will go to chaos, along with all your girlfriends. Izuku didn't know what else to say. Maria, I understand that you want to bring him back, he was like a father to you. But he's gone, Izuku. You have to accept that. Izuku, so is there a way to revive him? Is that why you want to stop me? Maria sighed heavily. Izuku was quite angry, clenching his fists in rage, but eventually he calmed down. Izuku, alright I guess. It's fine. Maria and the other Izukus exchanged glances. Maria, please, leave us alone for a moment. Deku and another Izuku left without saying a word, but Izukub approached Maria. Izukub, don't be too HRD on the kid, he has potential. Finally, Baldur left, and Maria and Izuku were alone. Izuku, I just wanted to have a happy life with him, with my girlfriends. I wanted him to be proud of me and see how strong I've become. Izuku knelt down and looked at the ground. Izuku, why did they have to do this to me? Maria came closer and hugged him. Maria, I know it's hard. The worst part is that you can't save everyone. My husband and daughter also died, and in my quest to revive them, I unintentionally caused unnecessary harm. Izuku, your husband was very lucky to have such a appealing woman. Maria, save your flirting, I won't fall for it so easily. But an explosion made them both turn. Rize, where's my Izuku? Rize had transformed into her demon version, accompanied by Hitomi, Maki, and Maharaga. But Maria and Izuku noticed another companion, another Izuku. 6. Let's see how you do with a musician. To be continued. Chapter End. Rize looked at Maria with frustration as she entered the portal. Rize, darn it. After the chaos and Rize's scream, a frightened Eri peeked through the door, finding the injured girls. Eri, oh no. Eri rushed to Rize and helped her up. Rize, thank you dear. Help the others. Eri assisted Hitomi, who was slowly regenerating some bones, while Maki was already up helping Maharaga. Maharaga, what do we do now? Maki, I don't even know where they took him. Norman, hey, I'm back. Norman surveyed the disaster. Norman, wow, what happened here? Hitomi, Norman, good to see you. A crazy woman took Izuku. Norman, wait, she had a blue suit with a Mexican accent. Oh, yes. Norman, oh no, did they mess with my ex Rize? Wait, what? Your ex? Norman, yeah, Maria and I were something, it's hard to explain. Maharaga, can you take us to her? Norman, sure, but you're going to need the help of a professional. Maki, who? Norman, you'll see. Norman snapped his fingers, and a portal opened, from which an Izuku in a green suit and an orange sweater emerged. Did someone call me? Norman, yes, my friend, we need your help. Darn it, Norman, what do you want now? Norman, you see, these women need your help to save a version of yourself. I understand, but was my help really necessary? Norman, yes, unless you want me to call the other Izuku. I'm fine as is. Maki, why does he have a guitar? Norman, you'll see. Rize, well, if you don't mind, can you open a portal to rescue my cotton candy? It's clear you love him a lot. Norman opened a portal, and everyone entered except Maharaga. Maharaga, we'll take care of Eri. If anything happens to her, I'll rip you apart. Norman, relax, she's safe with me. By the way, you'll have more help when you arrive. Maharaga looked at Norman with some curiosity but didn't dwell on it and then entered the portal, which closed shortly after. Norman, how about we go to a dimension where gummy bears are at war with monstrous cakeworms? Eri, all right. Meanwhile, with the squad. Maki, so what should we call you? Call me Mr. Music to avoid confusion. The 5 appeared in a base where several Izukus were walking around. There was a great variety. One wore extra green armor with a large shotgun and a red sword, while another was almost naked, wearing only blue shorts and several Aztec decorations, with small wings on his ankles and pointed ears. Maharaga, wow, these Izukus are strange. What the heck? Intruders. All the Izukus turned to them, and just as they were about to attack, Mr. Music grabbed his guitar and started playing a melody, causing a small earthquake in the base. Mr. Music, we need to move. But, Izukub, well, if it isn't the traitor and the boys' wives. Mr. Music, hey Baldur, how's your wife? Izukub, you son of a. Izukub charged at Mr. Music, who drew the attention of the other Izukus. Mr. Music, run. Go save him, I'll hold them off. Mr. Music leaped toward some pillars and began to be chased by a crowd of Izukus. Hitomi, it's now or never. The 4 started running through several rooms until they came across an armor. Or was it a suit? Deku, ladies? What are you doing here? Deku asked, extending his arm, but a purple flame distracted him. Leave the ladies alone. A voice shouted. The 4 girls turned to see Izuku Yagami, who had red hair, pale black skin, and unusual red breathes, along with an untucked white shirt. Izuku Yagami, ha, come here, UBSE. Deku called out. Run, I'll distract him. Izuku Yagami shouted, his skin turning gray. Okay, that was weird, Maki remarked. You can say that again, Hitomi added. As they pressed forward, their progress was interrupted by another Izuku. Why are there intruders here? The new Izuku demanded. Leave this to me, Maharaga declared, charging at the newcomer. However, he quickly delivered a powerful blow that slammed her against the wall. Demon, his punches are nothing compared to Izuku's. Maharaga exclaimed. Your Izuku is pretty weak compared to me, the new Izuku retorted. Worse, at least ours is better looking. Maki shot back. Wow, the human spoke about beauty, the new Izuku scoffed. Just then, another figure appeared. Hello again, I see one more has joined. Izuku Mao said, eyeing the newcomer. UBSTRD, why are you helping them? The new Izuku growled. They helped me, so I'll return the favor, Mao's replied as several women with strange, dinosaur-like features appeared behind him. Get out of here, we'll take care of this one. Izuku Mao's urged. The girls advanced again, and in the distance, they saw a figure fall. Wait! Maharaga called out. The figure crashed to the ground but quickly regained its composure. Then, my back hurts. Mr. Music exclaimed, noticing the girls. Oh, they're almost here, let's go. What happened? Maharaga asked. Norman jumped into the fight. The idiot transformed into his Quetzalcoatl form. Mr. Music explained. I don't care, let's go for Izuku. Rize declared, activating her demon form. And launching herself at a wall, destroying it in an instant. Where's my Izuku? She demanded. Maharaga, Maki, and Hitomi stood beside Rize while Mr. Music positioned himself in front of them. Let's see how you fare against a musician, he challenged. Izuku was quite confused. What are you doing here? He asked. We came to rescue you. Rize replied. How did you manage to get in here? Maria questioned. We had some extra help, Maki said. Maria squinted her eyes. That son of a, did I miss something? Izuku asked. Norman helped them, Maria explained. Enough chit-chat, we need to fight. Mr. Music urged. It's not necessary, I was going to return it anyway. I just wanted to make sure he wouldn't do something stupid, Maria said. So all this chaos was for nothing? Mr. Music asked. What? Maria replied, just as the wall crumbled, revealing Deku, who was missing an arm and looked battered. Haha. Izuku Yagami laughed. DMN it. Maria exclaimed, preparing to attack, but a portal opened and absorbed Izuku Yagami. Relax, the best has arrived. Norman said, stepping through. Can someone give me some context? Izuku asked. Well. Maharaga began. Hello, Maria, Norman greeted. Shut up, you DMN idiot. Maria snapped. I know you're angry but... Norman started. You think... You left me for the other one, knowing she would betray you. Maria accused. That was an event that had to happen, and you know it, Norman replied. But you could have avoided it. Maria insisted. I know I hurt you but... Norman said. Just shut up and go, take your Izukus and leave me in peace. Maria shouted. Norman looked at her for a few seconds before signaling to Mr. Music. Well, I have a gig on Friday. If you want to come, call me to reserve seats, Mr. Music said, putting on headphones and leaving through a portal. So what do we do now? Maki asked. Maria stood still for a moment before she began to sob. Hey, I know I shouldn't get involved, but... What happened between you and Norman? Izuku asked gently. He has suffered even more than I have. He had to kill his friends and his wife. When he did that, he realized his wife was holding a baby. Her last words were to take care of that baby, who was none other than his daughter, Maria explained. And what happened next? Izuku inquired. Norman tried to escape with his daughter. He defended her with his life, but in the end, they managed to take him down and took his daughter away. Norman swore to get revenge, Maria said. Everyone fell silent. When we got together, he was still young. He wasn't the multiversal being he is now. We fell in love and planned to start a family. He supported me when I needed it the most, but he wouldn't let me help him. He said all his pain shouldn't be shared with anyone else. He still hasn't told me his whole story, and that depresses me. There are things I don't know about him, Maria continued. Izuku looked at Maria and gave her a small hug. Sometimes people want to suffer alone so that the ones they love don't have to bear the weight of their mistakes. God, he's so... Maharaga started. DMN idiot. Riz added. The girls wiped their eyes as they shed tears of pride. Thanks, Izuku, Maria said, smiling through her tears. Wouldn't you like to come with us? A vacation would do you good, Izuku suggested. I don't know, I can't leave my organization alone, Maria replied. Don't worry, Maria, I can handle them, Izuku assured her. Are you sure? She asked. Yes, I've been living for over 700 years, I know how to deal with them. Besides, I'm the most powerful Izuku, not counting Izuku Prime, of course, he added. Izuku Prime? Izuku asked. DMN spoiler. Izuku replied. I guess I can leave you in charge. See you and thanks, Baldur, Maria said. What I know about a happy couple, Izuku joked. Maria opened a portal, and everyone entered with Izuku. Upon arriving at the apartment, they didn't see Norman or Eri. Eri, Norman. Maharaga called out. A portal opened, and out came Norman with Eri, who looked more mature and was wearing a spacesuit. That was fun, don't you think, Eri? Norman asked. Yes, Eri replied, but both realized the girls and Izuku were there. DMN. Norman exclaimed, snapping his fingers, causing Eri to return to her normal age. I like that form. Eri pouted. Maybe we'll play again another day, okay? Norman said. Yes. Eri agreed. What's the motto? Norman asked. But the Emperor. Eri chimed in. Norman smiled behind his mask, looking at Eri with a hint of nostalgia. You remind me of my daughter. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small blue orb. When you're in danger, press this orb with all your strength, and I'll come in seconds, okay? Thanks, Norman. Eri said, beaming. No problem, little one, Norman replied. All right, Eri, let's go to bed, Maki said. Yes. Eri exclaimed, and she and Maki left while the others stayed in the living room. I see you took good care of her, Izuku said to Norman. She was well protected. You can be sure she won't suffer while I'm here, Izuku, Norman assured him. Izuku smiled. Thanks, Norman. No problem, Izuku, and I'm sorry I couldn't help when Sukuna left, Norman said. Don't you want to stay for dinner? Maharaga asked. There's potato stew. Norman, no thanks, I have matters to attend to. Norman opened a portal and stepped through. Izuku, quite a day. Hitomi, yep, I'm going to pack my bags. Izuku, it's true, vacation time. Riz, Maria, do you have clothes besides your suit? Maria, yes, I'll go get them. And so everyone prepared for their long-awaited vacation. Meanwhile, Makima, so, is everything ready? Shigaraki, yes, my lady. Makima, tomorrow, Yue will fall, and soon Izuku will be at my feet. To be continued. Chapter End. Izuku, of all the girls, they said you were the one who would stop me. Riz stood in front of Izuku, holding Maharaga's skull. Izuku, but look at you, you're weak. You have nothing that can kill me, Riz. Izuku laughed and stepped forward, standing in front of Riz. Izuku, so what now? Riz, Makima is controlling you, Izuku. Please fight back. Izuku, it's too late, Riz. It's far too late. Izuku smiled sadistically and extended his hands. Several loose swords pierced Riz's body. She looked at her ex-boyfriend with sadness, slowly losing her life. Izuku, I'm sorry, my love. Maybe in another universe, we were happy. Izuku woke up, agitated and trembling. Maki, Izuku. What happened? You seem really tense. Izuku looked at Maki and hugged her tightly. Izuku, thank God you're okay. Maki, did you have a bad dream? Izuku, yes. Izuku sat on the bed and looked at his girlfriend. Maki, do you want to talk about it? Izuku, I had a part of each of you. I had Maharaga's wheel, Hitomi's bandages, your katana, and Maria's suit, but I also had 5 other objects I didn't recognize. They seemed like trophies. I don't remember. I don't want to hurt you. Maki, I know, love, I know, and I know you wouldn't hurt us. But someone else spoke up. Maria, is everything okay? Izuku, yes. Maria approached Izuku and took his hand. Maria, you can trust us, Izuku. Izuku smiled and shared the rest of what he saw, recounting the moments of him harming each of the people he loved most, including his girlfriends, although there were 5 that were just black silhouettes. Maria, I see. Don't worry, I won't let any of that happen. We'll take care of you. Izuku just blushed. Izuku, I'll take care of you too. Norman, what a lovely scene. Norman was sipping coffee while enjoying a homemade chocolate. Izuku, what are you doing here? Norman, nothing special, just listening. To something. Norman lowered his mask and looked at the 2 women, then glanced out the window. Norman, Izuku, a canon event is approaching. You need to stay strong, kid. Izuku, tell me what it's about. Norman, I've already said too much. They could erase me from history just for telling you this. Izuku, does it have to do with them? Norman fell silent. Izuku, answer me. Izuku stood up and pointed a finger at Norman. Izuku, tell me. Izuku struck Norman hard, but he didn't even flinch. Izuku, can't you even feel the pain of losing someone? But Izuku was grabbed by the neck by Norman. Norman, you don't know how much I've suffered, kid. And if you want to feel a fraction of that pain, well, you will. Izuku saw a series of disturbing images flash before him and then fell to the ground, in pain. Izuku, what was that? Who were those people? Why was I doing that to that child? Norman, my parents hated me, they hated me so much that they abandoned me. I've said too much. Just be prepared. Norman was about to leave when a small hand stopped him. Eri, uncle. Norman turned to see little Eri. Norman, Eri, go to sleep. Eri, no, I won't let you suffer in silence. I heard everything. I heard you suffered because of your parents. I suffered too because, in the end, they handed me over to Chisaki. Norman, calm down, look. Norman held his mask and, before putting it back on, created a wall so that Izuku, Maki, or Maria wouldn't see him. After a moment, the wall disappeared, and Norman was wearing the mask again. Eri, on her part, was calmer, although still blushing. Norman, Izuku, I warned you. The next time you touch me, not even Eri will save you. Izuku remained silent. Norman left, and the night passed without further incident. The next morning, everything was calm at Ri's house. The girls were cooking while Izuku and Eri played. Izuku, 1 ha. Eri, +4. Izuku, I hate 1. Eri, ha, your turn to eat, potato. Izuku, TSK, fine. Izuku reluctantly picked up 4 cards. Maki, hey, is the table ready? Eri, yes, Maki. Maki smiled and blushed a little. Izuku, hey, girls, how about we go out one last time before we leave? Riz, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Later, Izuku and the girls were walking down the street peacefully when an explosion shattered their tranquility. Izuku, what now? But Izuku didn't finish because a bus hit him. Makima, missed me, didn't you, Izuku? Maharaga, Makima. Maharaga charged at Makima, who simply extended her hands. Makima, ban, but a powerful lightning bolt struck beside her. Makima, what? Suddenly, the entire sky began to darken, and a powerful, disturbing presence filled the air. Makima, what just happened? Izuku and the girls gathered together to protect Eri. Have you ever been hit with the force of a storm? And suddenly, it began to sound. Let me know if you need any further assistance. Izuku, I have a feeling this is going to get ugly. The woman with white hair moved with incredible speed, slicing Makima in half with astonishing ease. Makima, ag. Makima tried to defend herself, but as she turned to strike at the woman, she was decapitated. Is this supposed to be the great threat? Makima regenerated and looked at the white-haired woman with fear. All right, let's finish this. The woman unsheathed her sword, which began to glow a brilliant blue. Ah! With masterful elegance, the woman finished off Makima, leaving her in pieces, but a portal opened up and collected the fragments of Makima. The woman glanced at the group as her hair flowed around her. Who here is Izuku? Izuku, that's me. Then get ready. The woman drew her katana. My name is Virgil, and I'm here to kill you, Sukuna. Izuku, wait. But it was too late. The woman advanced swiftly. To be continued. Makima, I'm sorry. Was very powerful. I don't care, Makima. I've given you enough chances. You're no longer useful to me. Makima, but nothing. Makima could only snap her fingers, and her body disintegrated. In it, is there anyone who can do their job? A woman entered the room. Two, I can. Seriously. You think you can handle this, Leona? Leona, yes, sir, I can deal with this threat. Just in case, take power with you. I want not only Izuku dead but also his companions. Leona, yes, sir, but I have a question. What is it? Leona, with all due respect, why don't you finish it yourself, Mr. Norman? Norman looked at Leona, removing his gas mask to reveal snow-white hair and crimson-red eyes. Norman, because the author doesn't allow me to act in situations like this, you know, script conveniences. Leona, and the little one. Her too. Norman gazed out the window and paused in silence for a moment. Norman, leave her alive. She's the only thing that reminds me of my daughter. Leona, yes, sir. Anything else? Norman, just that. Chapter and Virgil advanced quickly, but Maki stopped her with her katana. Maki, you won't do it, Diamenu. Virgil halted and clashed her katana against Maki's, but Maharaga intervened, delivering a powerful blow that pushed Virgil back slightly. Virgil, so you're like her protectors. Reese, we're her girlfriends. Reese launched a powerful explosion that did nothing to Virgil. Virgil, weak. Virgil easily knocked Reese out of the fight and then turned her attention to Maki, engaging in a fierce sword duel that Virgil won with some difficulty. Maki ended up on the ground, leaving only 4 standing. Izuku, no. Izuku charged at Virgil, who used her sword as a shield. Izuku, imaginary technique, purple. Izuku aimed and launched the attack at high speed toward Virgil, but she easily dodged it and slashed Izuku's abdomen. Virgil, you're weak, Sukuna. Izuku touched his abdomen. Izuku in his mind, Sukuna. Fueled by rage, Izuku delivered a powerful blow to Virgil, sending her crashing into a building. Virgil, that's what I was talking about. Maharaga and Hitomi charged at Virgil, but blue flames engulfed her, transforming her. Maharaga and Hitomi were easily defeated by Virgil's new form, leaving only Maria and Izuku. Izuku, Maria, you run and take Eri. I'll try to hold her off. Maria, I'm not leaving you, you idiot. Izuku, just do it please. Izuku pulled some bandages from his bag and wrapped them around his eyes. Tattoos formed on his body, his nails grew into claws, and his teeth turned into fangs, emanating a massive amount of cursed energy. Izuku, it's time to fight, darling. At incredible speed, Izuku charged at Virgil, who confidently allowed herself to be hit, not expecting Izuku's blow to be so fast and powerful. Virgil spat BLD and crashed into a building. Izuku extended his hand, and a small fireball emerged. Izuku, all the techniques Sukuna never taught me, I've mstred right now, and for your misfortune, Virgil. Izuku released the fireball, creating a massive explosion. Izuku, I'm absolutely broken. Virgil was about to decapitate him when nails embedded themselves in her face. Virgil, huh? The nails exploded, leaving her dazed. If you hurt my friend, you'll have to deal with me. Maki, Nobara. Nobara, rest, you fought well. He must be proud. Seeing Virgil dazed, Izuku delivered a powerful blow that sent her flying. Izuku, who are you? Nobara, I'm Maki's friend. Sorry for arriving late. I had some missions to complete. But Virgil recovered, and just as she was about to attack Izuku, A strong kick sent her flying again. So, he's Izuku. I find this interesting. Do you have a job already? Izuku, yes. Awesome. Virgil, who the hell are you? My name is Toji. Toji and Nobara stood beside Izuku, who began to emit cursed energy in red and blue. Unbeknownst to anyone, Izuku's eyes turned a sky blue. Izuku, it's time to play. Infinite. Izuku unleashed massive amounts of cursed energy and, with a smile, charged at Virgil, accompanied by Toji and Nobara. Virgil, filled with fury, aimed to strike Toji, but Izuku clapped, and thanks to that, Toji and Izuku switched places. When Virgil swung at Izuku, her attack halted in midair, just inches away from him. Virgil, why can't I hit you? Izuku, because I'm untouchable. Izuku delivered a strong blow to Virgil, sending her flying, but in the air, Toji delivered a double kick that slammed her into the ground, and Nobara launched explosive nails from behind. Virgil, DMNU. Virgil unleashed blue flames from her hands toward Nobara, but again, Izuku clapped and switched places with Nobara, narrowly avoiding the attack. Izuku, ha! Izuku ran toward Virgil. Izuku, lightning discharge. Virgil took a powerful lightning strike that damaged her armor. Virgil, DMNU. Virgil charged at Izuku and threw a strong punch that once again did nothing against him. Izuku extended his hand, and a red sphere appeared in his palm. Izuku, boom! The sphere shot rapidly toward Virgil's face, and the explosion was devastating. Virgil fell to the ground, defeated. Virgil, DMNU. Izuku was about to deliver the final blow when a yellow lightning bolt struck nearby, followed by a distant roar. Izuku, what the hell? Virgil, did you think we would come alone? Izuku, we. That's right. A giant figure was approaching. Izuku, Toji, and Nobara rushed to join the rest of the girls, and they saw what was coming. A titan in the shape of a rabbit, standing approximately 18 meters tall. Isn't that Izuku? Izuku, who are you? Steam billowed from the neck of the rabbit titan, revealing an Izuku with glasses and several marks on his face. My name is Isizukverse. Nice to meet you. Izuku, wow. Who sent you? 2. Our boss, who else? Izuku, I suppose you're another Izuku too, right? 2. That's right, I'm Cosmic Izuku. Izuku, wow, originality. 3. I sense fear in you. Izuku now saw another version of himself, but this one felt different. There was a strange vibe about this Izuku. Isizukverse, well, we're here to fight, not to make friends. Isizukverse re-entered the Titan while Cosmic Izuku made several hand movements and sped off. Cosmic Izuku, destroy storms. The blow pierced through Izuku's infinity, surprising him, but unable to do anything else. He took the hit. Cosmic Izuku, I've heard a lot about you, minute. The girls were about to help Izuku, but 3. I don't think so. Maharaga delivered a strong blow, but that Izuku deformed and managed to evade the attack. 3. Haha. To be continued. Chapter end.